All right. Hello. Welcome to another Wicker Biscuit.
Welcome,
everyone. So let's start off with some introductions so you know who's all here. First up, we've got
Ryan, your best friend.
Well, hi, Ryan, my best friend. Thanks for joining. Next up, we got
Tiffany.
Tiffany, where have you been?
I have been so busy.
Oh,
I'm
welcome.
very happy to be back.
Welcome back. Next up, we've got
Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Hi.
How's it going?
Great.
And then on Zoomy Zooms, we've got
Courtney.
Hey, Courtney. How goes you?
It's awfully sticky in this house because we made a lot of jelly today.
I'm glad you finished that with made a lot of jelly today. I mean, who knows? Whatever. We won't judge. But
I thought
anyway.
about humidity.
Well, yeah, it wasn't humid today.
Well,
but
I don't know
sure,
where she lives farther away.
No. You're right. But anyways, guys, I want to hear how's it going. Tell me what you guys have been up to. Some other people have been dealing with end of the year graduations too.
Yes.
Yes.
The eldest.
Man. I'm just days away from being the parent of a high schooler.
It is weird.
It's getting me, guys.
I almost think that was a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know because I there's all of the random emotions that come with it, right?
Sure.
Plus, there's so many other kids that you get to know that are their age that you get really excited for them too. So like, there's like mixed emotions. Like you're sad because they're like all grown up and they don't need their mom anymore. But then you're also so excited for like what's coming in the future, right?
Yeah. No, I can relate to that. Yeah, we're going through we have the graduation ceremony coming up
Next week, Tuesday.
Next week, Tuesday.
8th grade celebration.
We missed ours. It was COVID.
Oh, yeah.
So mine got sent home on spring break early. They were very excited about it, only to just never go back to school until they were sophomores.
Ugh. Oh, that's messed up.
Yeah.
But that's the way it is. Well, anything else going on, guys? Or
We saw Willie. Yeah, Courtney got a contact high.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Let's talk about your contact high at Willie.
Well, like we said, we went and saw Willie Nelson. He's 91 years old now.
Very jealous.
And let me tell you, I mean, you can definitely tell he's 91. Weren't sure if he was playing the same song as the rest of the band at times.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my head, I was like blaming the others. I was like not blaming him. I was just like, God, you guys get it. Your band sucks, Willie. Like, get it together.
Right.
Like when
Tell 'em
Ashley
to
Simpson
get their
tried to blame her band.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Her lip syncing.
Yeah, I was
fiasco.
totally blaming Willie's band, even though
And,
I'm
like,
like
He'd say a few lyrics and then kind of nod off or something and then kind of come back in and do a little more and then he'd disappear again. And
Yeah.
You know, I'm not sure because
But,
I've never seen him live, but I have a feeling like he's always been that way. It's not a 91.
Well,
It's
maybe,
just a Willie
yeah.
I
Nelson
don't
thing.
know.
I should ask my brother because he went and saw him when he was, I don't know, maybe in his 80s or something.
Oh, wow. Like,
I feel like in his prime.
in his prime.
He's like 91. He can do whatever he wants.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
no
Well,
kidding.
I did take note that he walked off on his own volition.
Good.
He did
Yeah.
not have
Yes.
anyone holding his hand or his arm, or one lady did like rub his back a little bit. And I'm like, look at you.
The setup was pretty sweet, though. Like, he pulled his bus right up to the damn
Yeah,
stage.
it was like right behind the stage.
Yeah.
It was
So-
Willie's bus.
It almost like ran us over too when we
Yeah.
were.
I remember
know.
too, like when we were coming in, we were like, "Is that Willie's bus?" And then I had this smell of what I thought was, and it could have just been in my head. I don't know for sure, but then I'm like, "Oh, I bet
Placebo?
that." Yeah, it was.
It's Willie.
Right,
It's
so I'm
Willie.
not going to say it could have been placebo. It could have been in my head. It could have been whatever. But,
But,
it was that moment of, is
know-
that his bus? Yeah, it's his bus.
And the minute he started singing, like the whole park like became like this haze.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh yeah,
I'd expect
Devin,
nothing
like
less.
my son, kind of pokes me with his elbow and he's like, "Mom, look at these people next to us." And it was totally puff pass with like
Yeah, did you say don't make eye contact or they'll hand it to you?
that's probably true because
They
there was
would've.
many
Yeah,
roles.
they
there was like
probably would've.
3 rows involved. I don't think they knew each other. It was just
No.
the bond of Willie.
That is
but
concert
they all
behavior.
seemed super nice.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody was like, because I've been to concerts where there's
Oh,
been
yeah.
some assholes, and this
Yeah, no
there
one
was
was-
none of that there.
No, I sat next to a man named Craig.
Oh.
Yeah, he introduced himself. He shook my hand.
Of course, Amanda gets to know the person. next to
Yeah.
her.
I wasn't trying to. I don't try to make friends at things.
But somehow you always do.
Yeah,
Yes,
he was a nice enough
He was.
guy.
He was very nice. He's like, "Hi, I'm Craig. I'm here by myself today. My fiance bought me a ticket last minute because I'm a real big Willie fan." And I'm like, "Well, that's great, Craig. I'm Amanda." And then he's like, "I have a couple questions for you." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
What were some of the questions? I'm
He
just
really only
curious.
had one question, but Craig had
Okay.
already been drinking a bit, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Are you a
Fair
cop, man?
Yeah, well, he was like, so, I know it's legal here and I have some, but can you just like light one up in front of everybody? Like, is that okay? And I was just like, I don't know. I'm from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
It's not legal at all.
Was it Michigan?
We were
Minnesota.
in Minnesota.
Oh,
and
yeah, I
it
had no
actually, we
idea.
looked it up later. It's not legal.
I don't think you could. It'd be like public
Not in
intoxication.
public.
Right.
Right. So like it
'Cause
can't
what
be
was the rule?
It can't
Oh,
be like
she's got it.
smoking where there would be minors who could inhale it.
Right. And there were,
Yeah.
because there was no age limit on the concert, and there was not a ton, but there was a couple
Yeah.
kids.
But Craig was pretty disappointed to find out that I didn't know the rules.
Because you look like a rule follower.
Right?
True.
But maybe that's what it was.
Or
Because I'm just
A
like
drug dealer.
What
we don't
is
know.
it
Yeah.
about me that people feel like they need to tell me about their drug use and think I have answers?
You're
for things?
approachable.
Because but why do they think I know about that?
Ryan said, because you look like a rule follower. So
And
you'd
I
be
keep up on that?
Yeah.
Yes. But anyway.
Okay, well, anyway,
Okay. Okay. In hindsight, what did we do afterwards? We looked up the damn rules.
Well, yeah, now I know. But Craig was originally from Wisconsin, so
So, yeah.
he didn't know, and he was really hoping I was from Minnesota and
But
would know the rules.
I would tell you
And I'm
this.
like, I don't. Sorry.
As far as like security around the place, it was just an unwritten rule of it's all free game for Willie.
Right.
Because nobody cared. No security guards gave a shit.
I don't think there's been a concert that I've been to that there wasn't.
But
that
they
kind of-
were.
Right.
Like they
Yeah.
were selling
Yeah.
THC. It was
Yeah.
just, it
Yeah.
was a drinkable one.
Oh.
They were adding it to drinks.
Okay.
Because then another kid can't. So like edibles, totally cool.
Yeah.
They could have had that all day long. And it's
Yeah.
legal there. Yeah.
Well, I am happy to report that Craig had a great time.
Good. Good for you,
Nice.
Craig.
He did light himself up a little bit, but he had his fiance drive him home.
Aw,
Yeah, Craig
what a
was
responsible
responsible.
guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so that was good
I
because I was
approve,
like, "Ooh, I don't think you should be driving."
Yeah.
And
And
it's like, "Oh, my ride's in the parking lot." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm so happy that we had such a good time together."
you
Craig."
know, and to that matter, Puffy McPufferson in front of Courtney, the
Oh,
one that
yep.
gave her like the new
Yeah.
eye look.
Mhm.
If I remember right, I didn't see
I
his
don't think
girlfriend
his-
Puff once.
No, I don't think.
So
I don't
she was
think so.
she was driving him home, which
yeah.
you know,
But yeah,
good
my
for
eyes,
them.
I didn't realize, but when we came back to our Airbnb,
God.
Gary's like, dude, your eyes.
Courtney's eyes were
They
so
were
bloodshot.
so bloodshot.
I have a picture.
Okay.
So, are you sure Willie actually started to play better, or were you guys just more accepting to?
I
That's true.
considered
to
that.
things?
It's possible.
Oh, yeah, that's just from secondhand. Can you see that, Tiff?
Yes. Amazing.
Horny.
Do you see it? Oh, you
then
guys
again,
are
you know,
remarkable.
she may have jumped in on the puff pass when we weren't looking. I don't know.
That's true because I wasn't keeping an eye on her the whole time.
It's a court
That's
night
true.
tonight.
You were down at the other end of the
Mhm.
line.
Yeah, I was by Craig
Like Craig.
trying to get him the rules.
Just Google it,
But
Craig.
all in all, God,
Yeah,
it was
right?
it was
You
an
should've.
experience. If
I mean, I could have,
Yes.
but
if we can do it again
I
and you
didn't
guys
need
want
to.
to come with, I would do it again.
Yeah.
I would say, like these guys said, he's definitely showing his age,
Mhm.
but it's something
He's
I'm
a legend.
super
I feel like
super
it's
glad
kind of
I
an
did it.
experience at that point, right?
he threw off his cowboy
Exactly.
hat
Oh.
and his bandana and something else, and all I could think was like, there are old women up there. Whoo!
Mm-hmm.
I got
Yeah.
Willie's sweats.
Getting wet in the granny panties is what they were doing,
Well, you know, as much as that's possible.
I suppose.
You know, in hindsight, you,
They might
Amanda,
have been
were
in their
wearing
prime.
a Willie Nelson shirt. Maybe that's why Craig felt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but it was
And-
like the generic "Have a Willie Nice Day" shirt that everybody had.
Yeah.
Like it's like the most innocent of the Willie
No.
shirts.
No,
It
I'm
wasn't
sorry.
like the
About a
old
Willie
ladies.
Nelson
Well, there were old
bandana.
ladies like that were buying
Yeah.
the shirts that was like roll me up and smoke me. That was like a big one at the whatever it's called.
The shirt gives
I
off
was
definite
rocking a
hippie
ponytail
vibes,
with the
sorry.
Willy bandana.
But my
It was
shirt
pretty
Yeah.
sweet.
It was not.
I liked it.
I got it on Amazon.
I liked it a
Oh,
lot.
Craig liked it.
Awesome.
Well, I mean, I liked Craig. Craig was a nice fellow. He had like surprisingly soft hands.
Were
When were you
holding
caressing
hands?
his
That's
hands?
He
hilarious.
shook my hand twice.
Oh, fair.
That's
okay,
hilarious
yeah.
because when you were talking
He
about all the
did,
weed,
like,
it
he
made me
had
think.
like a missing tooth. Or like he looked like he would have been
Rough.
someone who does some manual labor and has some calloused hands, but they
Oh, okay,
were
I'm with you.
very soft. And I was just wow.
Hemp
That's
lotion.
hilarious because when you were talking about all the stoners and all the pot, I was thinking when I was 16 and a bunch of us went to see Kiss and we were in front of these college like frat boys, and they were like, they smelled like weed, but they were drinking like Jaeger, and they kept offering it to us, and we're like, we're 16, but thank you. But he kept being like, oh, sorry. And he would like shake your hand. I was like, oh, his hands are so soft, and he smelled really good, like a frat boy would.
Well, I don't.
So it was like,
know
when
that
you were talking about that, I was
Craig
thinking-
smelled real good. I mean, I don't think he smelled bad, but like I didn't.
So when
get
you were
that
talking about all
from him.
those puffy puffs and Craig, and I was like, oh, that college guy with the soft hands. And then he's like, Craig had soft hands. I'm like,
did. And you know
Concert
what?
buddies with soft
Soft
hands.
hands.
Ooh.
And you know what? I think that guy that shook my hand in the jail also had surprisingly soft hands.
What?
There was a guy that had a tattoo that said pot party.
Oh,
And also he kept trying to show me his gunshot
Okay,
scars.
okay.
And he was like lifting up his shirt. And I'm like, I think we're prison married.
At Willie?
No, this was
at my
where?
old job.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we went off
When
on
I
a tangent.
sorry,
there.
when I went, but I would do assessments in the
I
jail.
was thinking, what was there in jail at the Willie concert? That's why I was confused.
Sorry,
I was
I thought maybe it was like a little like
Thank
photo
you.
booth or something.
There was a photo. Oh, funny.
Oh, there
They
was a
did have
photo.
a photo booth thing because Willie Nelson has like his own like pot strain or whatever. So like they just sold a tire. They weren't selling the
Yeah.
pot, but they had like props and stuff. And so this is why Craig should have known not to ask me. Not that he was with me, but they had props and one was like a big joint. And I'm like, I don't even know what way would hold it. Like, I don't know what way is the right direction because there were clearly two different ends. And I'm like, I wouldn't even know which way to put it.
The wide end out.
There you go.
Oh,
There's the
really?
answer.
Well, because like, yeah, I don't know.
I suppose kind of like a cigar almost.
Also, I don't smoke cigars.
But fair.
I don't know anything about any of it. So yeah, so I was just like,
You know what though? All
No
of
idea.
this talk about Willie and all this, it's giving me the munchies, guys.
Ooh, you know what's
sure.
good when you have the munchies?
What?
Cereal.
See,
love
yes.
cereal.
yes. You know what? Just so happens today's episode is about cereal.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God.
We are
Duh.
calling it cereal then, now, and forever.
ooh,
Yeah. So why don't we kick this off? I'm going to dive right into it.
into the milk.
First up, guys, I'm going to go around and I would like to know your favorite cereal as a kid. Feel free to elaborate on why or any other descriptive flair you have. And then tell me your favorite cereal as an adult. Now, I'm not going to limit you to one. If you've got more, then go right ahead. So, Ryan, do you want to kick this party off?
So much cereal. That's hard because I do have a lot of favorites.
Go for
but
it.
really, I say that S'mores Crunch was my favorite as a kid. But really,
The original one, though.
well, yes.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that too.
Okay.
But Cocoa Krispies is really like if I have Cocoa Krispies, I'll be happy. Like, okay, Cocoa
Oh,
Krispies.
fuck
good.
yeah.
Do they still make that?
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
And you can even get your off-brand ones of the Cocoa Krispies. Courtney.
Well, you know, and it's funny
Yeah.
because when you love Cocoa Krispies, people think you hate Cocoa Pebbles, and it's like, well, no, that's just like when you want to change it up, get some
Yeah.
Cocoa Pebbles.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I prefer the Cocoa Krispies; they're definitely my preference for that. But Cocoa Pebbles are just fine. Yeah, I don't know, just always. And when I was a kid, I would be like, when you have like Cheerios or Kix or that, they'd let you put sugar on it. So when I'd have something like Cocoa Krispies, I'd be like, I want to put sugar on it, and they would be like, well, you can't put sugar on that. That's gross. So I would just take a couple and like crush them in my hand and then sprinkle them on there. Like, look, I'm putting sugar on my cereal.
Very nice.
So creative.
Oh, Ryan.
And like I love when Cocoa Krispies that like they soak up the milk and then it's like you're eating this big
Mush?
kind of, but it's like this delicious like
So like before it turns into like crazy mush.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but still I get you.
it's not crunchy
Yeah,
anymore,
yeah,
but it's
yeah.
still solid.
Yep.
So I like to eat, we get what we call street peps. So it's the generic bag version of
Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles.
So
and then
it's-
also Cocoa Pebbles. And was it last week or the week before? I choked on it like 2 days in a row because I'm trying to eat it so fast so it doesn't get soggy. And then it, then like the dry one will get stuck in my throat, like on the side. And then
that's actually the hazard of like puffed rice cereal.
Yeah,
is like
and then
you
Gary-
get one stuck in your throat. You're like,
And Gary's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, oh, it's fine. I don't want to tell you that I'm like inhaling my food too
Yeah,
fast
yeah.
and I can't swallow.
You know.
Have you ever seen that weird cup where like it's partially like there's like a reservoir for the milk and there's a reservoir for the cereal, and then you slurp it out of a straw and somehow or another they both combine so you can like eat your cereal in the car?
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That is
I
kind of
know.
brilliant.
I think that would help you because then your stuff's always going to be crisp.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I'm not inhaling it so fast.
you could
Right.
eat it dry and just drink milk with it.
That's true
No,
too.
it's not the
No,
same.
it's
It has
not-
to be
It's not the same, but in a pinch,
Also,
I'll. Yeah.
do you put the cereal in first and then the milk?
Ooh,
Yes.
we're getting philosophical now.
Well,
Oh,
because
it's
some
cereal
people
first
don't.
and milk second.
I'm
yeah, 'cause
cereal
others-
milk, cereal then milk. That's
Yes.
me. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well, I think psychopaths do it the other way. So yes,
I feel like
all
the
correct
only
answer.
time you can ever pour cereal onto milk is when you have leftover milk and you're adding a little bit more
Yes.
cereal.
Having, your
Yeah.
second bowl.
Because then you're not a psychopath, then you're normal. But
we are not shaming anyone who actually eats it that way and is
Okay.
not
that's
a
true.
psychopath.
That's true. We don't kink shame.
Yes,
we don't cereal
I
shame.
I take back the psychopath comment. I apologize.
No,
Let you run on pure chaos. It's
Yeah.
fine.
you are chaotic.
All right. So Ryan, back to yours though. Has it changed for an adult or has it stayed the same?
You know, I like a lot of cereals.
Yeah.
And I kind of go through phases where it's like, but I mean, Cocoa Krispies is still my favorite. I just don't get it that often. Now I like to get things like, I used to love clusters. Those are like the best. So now that cereal doesn't exist anymore, I have to find like Honey Bunches of Oats is pretty
Yep.
close. You
Yeah.
know, it's like, oh, it's kind of with the almond.
Yes,
Nice.
that's the best. That's the only
Yep.
kind you can get.
Yeah, because sometimes I really crave like a flaky, quote unquote, adult cereal.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
That's the
when
last kind of cereal I had.
When I was super little, there was like this circus cereal, had a big clown on the box.
Oh.
It was the same cereal as the Ghostbusters cereal. It was like this fruity cereal with marshmallows, but then it was, gone for years. But then when they came out with, when I was in like 8th grade, Fruit Loops with marshmallows, and I ate some, I was like, oh, this is almost exactly the same as what that was. So
Ooh.
I get that every once in a while too, just to kind
They
of.
still make the Fruit Loops with marshmallows?
I hope so.
Okay, I just
It's been a
didn't know.
while. I haven't
okay,
looked,
Okay,
so-
fair enough.
And stuff like that does disappear, and you're
It
like,
does.
Where did it go?
Yeah.
They had it. It's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a while, there was a cereal called Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory, which I thought sounded dirty.
Oh, it does.
But it was like wheat flakes,
Okay.
almonds, and like, I'm not kidding you, little squares of chocolate. It was like a Hershey's cereal,
Oh, nice.
and it was super good. But they stopped making that too. But
Oh.
I got it a couple of times. It was like, oh, this is like combining my two worlds of my kids cereal and my adult cereal.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
I'll have Fruit Loops with marshmallows.
Yay.
This is making me really want to go to the cereal aisle.
We can after this if you guys want. I'm not opposed to it. But on that, should we pass it over to Tiffany or do you got any more?
Well, I do want to talk about S'mores Crunch, but that's kind of a whole in-depth thing. So we'll come back to that.
That we have later. Right now we're just cover. Yep, I'm glad you brought that up. So save that for round 2. But Tiffany,
So I have trouble picking favorites of anything.
that's fair.
Except children.
Yep.
Oh, no.
You know which one you are. So
It's somehow Seth.
it's your kid, yes.
Obviously.
Okay, so I actually use this for an icebreaker
Okay.
all the time. What is your favorite cereal? And I judge
Okay.
if they answer Lucky Charms because I will stand and die on this hill. It is a terrible cereal.
Yeah.
Well,
If you took the marshmallows out of it, it would be
that's
awful.
the whole
That's
thing.
how I eat it. I eat the marshmallows first, and then I just eat the cereal.
No.
and
Oh,
I
no, I
pretend
just-
I'm eating cat
Wasn't
food.
No, I ate the
there,
cereal.
Wasn't there that cereal that was the alphabet cereal and it came without
Yes.
marshmallows and it essentially was
Yes.
Lucky Charms?
Yeah,
without-
that was
And it was
awful.
good.
I
But-
loved it.
With you.
But either way, keep.
So
I'm
I
a
mean
gra-
that's my stance. But my
I
favorite.
hated it when I was a kid. I started liking it after I was with Amanda. So I'm
Lucky
with you, but
Charms?
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
I should try it again. I don't know.
No. It
See, but I have that weird thing of like I like to eat food and pretend it's something you shouldn't eat. So like pretending the Lucky Charms is cat food is fun for me.
Okay.
'Cause it has those
does
shapes.
look
It's like
Yeah,
cat
that's
food.
weird.
Yes.
Okay, so as a kid, I remember I loved Cinnamon Toast Crunch always.
Yeah.
It is still one of my favorite cereals. It's my go-to fave. But I remember falling prey to Cookie Crisp.
Oh,
Do you remember
yes.
that the whole
Yes.
ad campaign? I don't know why. I was obsessed.
because
Yeah.
it was a dog, and
Getting
you got to
chased-
eat cookies.
Getting chased by a cop.
Yeah, and you got to eat cookies for breakfast.
Yeah.
It made perfect sense.
Yeah.
Nope, that's on my list.
That was one that I didn't get. I mean,
We didn't get it frequently.
relative. I didn't get a lot when I was little. I didn't have it till I was probably like 8 or 9. It was like, oh, I always wanted to try this, but I never did.
Can I let you know a little secret? Mm-hmm. Amanda's mom says the word cookie the same way that dog says Cookie Crisp. Like
She does.
just-
She just
like,
calls
she's
it
like,
cookies.
Do you want a cookie?
We make fun of her for it. I'm like,
That's
Mom,
adorable.
that's not a.
It's how she sits it. It's cute.
I love
They're
it.
kooky.
It's very kooky of her.
Yeah, she is kooky.
Yeah, but
So I also really love Fruit Loops.
yeah.
I
Have you noticed
am.
that they shrink? Like they have shrunk, I should say.
I feel like yes.
Because I told Carl, like, they're kind of the size of Cheerios now. And
Yeah.
they weren't when we were kids.
No, they were
they were
giant.
big.
Yeah.
They're big old loops.
I also really like Captain Crunch with berries,
Oh yeah.
but I also hate how it hurts the roof of my mouth.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
So like I love to eat it, but I also know I'm gonna be in pain.
Yeah.
You go off the herd of the roof of the mouth, Fruity Pebbles. You always get that weird film on the roof of the mouth.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I
And
know what you
possibly
mean.
your throat.
And possibly your throat.
Life cereal is a classic. Why is it so good? It's
I
got
don't
like
know.
nothing
You're right.
on it. It
Yes.
is delicious.
I'm 40 years old and I've never had Life
See,
cereal.
and
Do you get the
And
ones
that's not
with
true. I think I
cinnamon?
have once. I think someone had it.
Like Life cinnamon.
Yes.
Is that, yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
no, it is. It's,
I'm a Life
it's,
purist.
It's better than it should be. It's almost like it's sold its soul to the devil or
Yeah.
made a deal with the devil because it's like you put it in your mouth and it's wonderful. And it's like it shouldn't be.
Yeah.
It's bland crap,
Yeah.
but it's
No, it's
wonderful.
so
okay,
good.
so how come Life is bland crap, but Lucky Charms without the
I-
marshmallows? is-
Listen, I don't know. I don't like the marshmallows either. Honestly, they get stuck in my teeth.
Goodness.
I know. I'm weird. I get it. I'm sorry.
No, you don't.
We
I'll
love
eat
it.
yours.
I love
Sorry.
every minute of it. You keep being you.
Yeah, no, I like a
It's
lot of
not like you
cereals.
come to my house and slap the spoon out of my hand.
Stop eating the Lucky Charms.
They're magically delicious.
Damn right.
I think as an adult, I probably eat a lot more of the almond, crisp cluster granola ones.
Yeah.
But I like to mix it up because the flakies get kind of soft and smushy and the crunchies. That's what we have at our house right now. That's the last cereal I had. My kids discovered on vacation once Fruity Pebbles with marshmallows, and they love that. So every once in a while, I'll have one of those, even though I don't like the marshmallows.
That's fair.
Cereal marshmallows are an interesting
I think it's
thing.
the texture.
Because
I
like
like it.
those and like when you get hot chocolate with marshmallows, it's kind of the same. It's like
Yeah.
a dehydrated marshmallow.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah. Sorry.
We should put marshmallows in a dehydrator for you someday. We should. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So I as an adult now, instead of like getting a treat, like an ice cream treat or something, I will have cereal instead. And that's not like a shame, like I'm not gonna have the sweet, but it's like almost as good to me. Like it's like a dairy delicious sweet treat.
I was a cereal kid like from way back. Like cereal was always like sometimes let's have that for dinner kind of thing.
Yeah.
And my stepdad was not like that. He like I remember being yelled at when I was in like 4th grade. He's like, cereal's for breakfast. Why are you eating that right now? I'm like, because it's a snack.
What a dumb thing to yell at somebody
Yeah.
about.
Well, he didn't like
Listen.
yell at me. He was just like, bah.
Oh, still.
So then it was always like this weird. I don't know if I'm allowed to eat cereal when I feel like it because Mr. Man says it's for breakfast, and it's like it's
Not
summer. I'm not even
really.
up early enough to eat breakfast, jerk.
Okay.
What time is it?
The last thing I'm gonna say just quickly. Do you guys remember the little bowls, the plastic bowls you could get that had the straw?
I do, but I never
Cereal?
had one.
Yeah.
I think we got them from like dollar store. They were super cheap, like super cheap plastic, but they were like a bowl and then you could do the thing. And so then you had the cookie crisp or the chocolate Cocoa Puffs or whatever.
Yeah.
You had like the chocolate milk. You could just.
I think I had a neighbor friend that had it, but we never did.
Are you
We
saying?
didn't either.
Are you saying I'm special?
Does anyone
Yes.
remember when Trix you could send?
Oh,
like,
I
it came,
loved Trix.
You got Trix, and like it came with the bunny spoon that would change,
Yeah.
Change colors.
Yeah.
And I always ate yogurt with that spoon.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're-
yes.
We've got that part coming up.
I
so.
love Trix. That should be on the list.
Yeah. Perfect. Okay. Amanda.
Favorite cereal as a child. So we ate a lot of different cereal because my parents would just buy whatever's on sale. So I really loved Kix. Apparently my brother and sister did not, but I thought it was fantastic.
Did you put sugar on it though?
No. Rice Krispies, I put a shit ton of sugar
Because I
on.
feel like as a kid, I'm like I liked Kix, and people were like, really? It's like, oh, but like I always put sugar on it, so
Oh, I didn't put sugar on Kix. I thought Kix was like
great the way it
perfect
was.
just the way it was.
I do
but
like Kix.
I
but
love
Rice
Kix even
Krispies,
as a
I would
kid.
like
Yeah.
put like
Mm-hmm.
way more sugar than I had any business.
I'll still have Kix as a dry snack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I love Kix. I really like Lucky Charms
It's okay.
because
I
Lucky
still love
Charms.
you.
So Lucky Charms was the cereal that my grandma always had in her pantry. So it was like very special that way. And my cousin, when he was a little kid, would always call it Lucky Farms.
On purpose or?
I think that's just what he thought it was.
Oh, okay.
It was my cousin Jay.
My grandmother kept grape nuts.
Grape
So,
nuts were good.
grape-
I love grape nuts.
So
No, thank
my last step grandma that I had from my grandpa, she had grape nuts. And I was like, what is this? And then I was like, this is awful.
See,
Because like my dad would get bad cereal and it was like, this is by far the worst.
But see, I live with grandparents, and you
Yeah.
get lots of
Yeah.
old people cereal too.
Yep.
Like I had a lot of shredded wheat as a kid, and sometimes grandma and grandpa would buy like the big biscuit.
Oh yeah.
And you have to like break
That's
it up with your
ginormous.
spoon. And I was happy to see when I randomly thought about it and I looked, it still exists. You can
Good.
still get the big biscuit.
Yeah.
But I don't understand where they came up with the name grape nuts. There's grapes nor nuts.
right. I don't know.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
just
know.
gravel.
It's tricky.
Yeah.
But
See, I like it, and but it's one of those things. You have to have a lot of milk, and you have to put a lot of sugar on it to be
right.
delicious.
Just like the Rice Krispies. When I was a kid, I thought I liked it because I put a fuck ton of sugar on it.
okay, but now I do love Rice Krispies.
I do also.
No.
without sugar.
So do I. I love Rice Krispies without sugar now as
Yeah.
an adult. But I'm saying grape nuts, now I wouldn't just pour sugar on it. Therefore, I'm not going to eat grape nuts as an adult.
But if you, I found out like as a teenager, you can heat it up in the microwave.
And then what?
It's
And
good.
then
It's
throw it at someone.
no, it's just good.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's just
it
warm.
like-
Yeah.
It's not something I buy. And why did it always come in like the tiniest box?
It
It
did.
did.
Because you don't want that much.
Because nobody wanted it.
Does it make you poop?
Actually,
Oh,
yeah, it's
fiber.
supposed to
Yeah,
be
very
really
fiber.
good for that.
One thing I've never always wanted to try was crackling oat bran.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think I've ever had that.
No.
We should. That should be a podcast.
It should be.
We'll eat random things.
Maybe
random cereals
maybe at
we've
the
never
end we throw that out. I didn't have that on the list, but at the end let's throw out some things and it'll be like for a bonus episode.
See,
A crunchy ASMR. episode.
you've reminded me that you can warm it up in the microwave, grape nuts, which my grandma did do in the winter. But also then malto meal was a big thing.
Oh
for
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Love malto meal still.
Yeah, it's good stuff. But did you go into your
No. So other favorite cereals as a kid, I thought Cookie Crisp was like the most fantastic thing on the planet because it was like you're just eating a bunch of cookies, and I was very disappointed that they didn't really taste that good, but I was still
It
like
was still cookies.
the idea of it was good enough. I remember being very excited and also disappointed by the Rice Krispie Treat cereal.
Really? I loved it.
because I love Rice Krispie Treats and I wanted it to be better.
Gary and I have a
it
good
was
Rice
not.
Krispie Treat cereal. story.
Yeah, we do. We'll throw that out in the next
But-
segment.
Yeah, so I don't know. I liked a lot of cereal as a kiddo. My favorite cereal as an adult. I still eat a lot of cereal as an adult.
Oh, she eats more cereal than anyone else I know.
I would eat it all of the time.
It's something I'm trying to improve on myself that I should eat more cereal because we buy it and for like a week or so I'll eat a little bit of it here and there and then it's like it sits in my cabinet for a month or 10 and then it's like I should throw this away
Yeah.
and then I'm
No.
sad that I didn't finish it.
No, that's my go-to if I don't know what to eat. I will just eat cereal.
The people at Woodman's just stare at me because we get the ginormous bags and my cart is just packed full of it.
And it lasts like a month.
But they stare at you because you're cute.
Oh, let's
It's
hope
not,
so.
It's not because of the cereal.
So as an adult, I still like Lucky Charms. Not as much as I used to, but there's still that nostalgia. I really love Rice Krispies. I really love Cocoa Krispies and Fruity Pebbles and Corn Pops. Corn Pops are really good.
Yeah, totally. Gotta have the pops.
Corn Pops and Honeycomb are two of the cereals that are like the worst for me. If I buy them, I won't finish the box.
Oh,
It's weird.
Just bring
It's
it
like-
over here. I will totally destroy them in
It's just,
3 days.
It's weird. It's like somehow I get tired of it.
3
I'm like,
days.
I'll come back to that
day
later.
and a half.
That's true. Yeah, okay. I was giving myself some credit.
But I do like them. It's just I just never finish the
oh,
box.
no, I will just eat it until it's gone.
Well, then we should have
It's
we should just have
ridiculous.
cereal parties then, because that way you don't need to go out and buy them. You can just come because we always have the off-brand of the honeycomb.
Did you guys ever get the like sampler packs?
Yeah,
It's like a
Yes.
10 or 12 pack of the little boxes.
You know, it's crazy that you mentioned that because like when I was a kid, I was always excited when we'd get something like that because it would remind me like whenever you'd go to a restaurant and they had cereal on the
Yeah.
menu and they'd have those little boxes and I'm like, I want one of those little boxes.
No, and I get what you're saying because the first time I ever experienced that was we were like in a camper somewhere and it's like that. So I associate the little boxes with you're camping.
vacation.
You got to bring the little box.
But I want to say it was Chicken Hut here in Eau Claire. They like
Oh, yeah,
had
they
them up on
totally did.
display.
They totally
so
did.
every time I'd go in there, I'd be like, ooh, there's the little cereals. And my parents were like, we have cereal at home. You're not getting
I
cereal.
miss truck stops.
But, you know.
Not that I've been to a lot of them, but
And I really love Honey Graham O's,
Yeah.
but they're always expensive and it rips my mouth apart. But I have absolutely zero self-control and I will just eat it until my mouth is torn apart.
Yeah.
They're like a weird one. Like it's in a yellow box. And I don't know that they have any like friend cereals.
right.
Well, we'll take a little second for you to look it up. It's a good time.
And then my child will eat them also. And it's like, it's one of those things where you buy it as a mom and you're like, no, this is mine. And then he eats it and like, damn it. Like this was supposed to be mine. Oh, I have to share.
I can relate to that. Not as the mom part, but as the dad. Yeah.
Hmm.
Any more, Amanda, or is that?
I could go all day.
Well, let's save some of that.
So we're good.
We're just covering the favorites. So this is going to be a hoot, guys. We're going to pass this off to Courtney.
We had at our house, No, I never had like cereal other than like literally it wasn't even name brand Rice Krispies. It was crisp rice. End of
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
No sugar. It was drier than a popcorn fart. If I wanted to jazz it up, seriously, this is how I spent my summers. I would go for a walk, and my parents lived on like this little lane, and I would scout the ditches
Jesus,
for
woman.
wild strawberries. Like they would be like the same size of like wild strawberries are like they're about the size of a little Kix.
Sure.
They're really small and they're the perfect size for your low rent
Smuggling
rice,
in.
crisped rice bullshit cereal that was the only thing your mom ever bought. So I would take a Cool Up container and I would go foraging for strawberries for my cereal. That's how I really
Brilliant.
remember my summers.
Did you have to like smuggle them into the house so your mom didn't know that you were trying to jazz up your
she
breakfast?
encouraged the behavior
I was
because she
gonna
wasn't going to be
say.
going out into the grocery stores and buying strawberries when there's perfectly good ones in the ditch.
Obviously.
I mean, it was so bad. Like we would try to like get ditch strawberries so often. We all had like moon shaped like sunburns from like bending over from like the waistband of your pants to your shirt from like your ass crack showing. We all had them because we were trying to get ditch berries. That should be a
That should be a
cereal.
cereal. Captain
Crisp
Crunch,
rice
now
and
with
ditch
ditch berries.
God, we need to make a commercial for ditch berries.
Yes.
Who started your ditchberry tradition?
I don't even know how it all started, but it's how I don't know.
That's how you jazzed up your.
That's how we jazzed it up because I mean we always had like sugar and stuff. It wasn't like we were poor, but my mom was like, sugar, you got to have something
She was frugal.
very frugal, and she didn't want anything at all with like sugar in it. That was nonsense. I'll just get you all jacked up and whatever. I do remember one time, I'm presuming there was a hell of a coupon somewhere. There was like, and I don't even know what the name of them. They only showed up in our kitchen one time and one time only, but they were like a rectangle and they had like a little jizzle of strawberry on the inside.
I know what
It
you're
was
talking
almost-
about, but I have to think what they're called.
Wasn't there a cereal that was called like Crave, but it started with a K that was something like that?
Yeah,
Has
but I thought that was
chocolate in it.
chocolate.
Oh, never mind.
That was an.
That would be way too much for
I think they were just
quarantine.
called strawberry squares. Let me find this here.
Really? Those were so amazing.
No, actually, you know what's funny? You know what's funny now that I think about it? Strawberry Squares was the name of a show that it was like
Oh.
a Sesame Street type show that we watched in preschool. That's funny.
Did you
Oh.
add your
Huh.
ditchberries to this?
No, I didn't have to because
Oh.
there was the jizzle of strawberry in the middle.
Yeah.
Wanna
They were
save so much
amazing.
time.
You got to save those ditch berries for when they're really needed. I get
Yes.
You're really-
Another treat, occasionally my mom would buy All Bran. And they were like, I don't know if you remember, but they looked like little tiny worms.
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I do
yeah.
recall. Yep.
Because they were kind of sweet, so it felt like I was living on the edge.
Oh boy, it's a real court cereal.
Yeah, it was good times. Very good times.
So I want to ask you, did it look like shredded wheat but with strawberry
Yes.
inside? Okay, so it was
Yep.
called Strawberry Squares.
Oh.
Kellogg's.
Do they still make it?
Oh no, this is like
Oh,
This box is
yeah,
from
yeah,
1999.
yeah.
Oh my god!
because
All
I had
brand
looked
looks
for them,
am-
I've
But,
never
but
found
seeing that packaging, I totally remember that.
or like
I don't think we ever got it.
Oh,
but
I probably did.
Yeah.
If anything was on sale, like I have a very clear memory of being a child at my house when my grandma would stop by, my aunt would stop by, and my mom. They'd all sit around the table and they would have these gigantic receipts from the grocery store and compare who got the best coupons and what was on
Okay.
special
Oh,
that
yeah.
week. So that's how I got all the adventurous cereals.
All brand looks like less colorful dog food.
Yeah, yeah, it's like grape nuts,
Well,
but like
Awful.
There was
sticks.
Oh my
and
god!
maybe
It just
I
looks
got
like
the name wrong.
it looks like little poops.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's
These
what
were
it looks
like. They were like long,
Yeah,
slender.
that's what they
slender
are.
little wormy looking things.
Yeah, they
Yep.
look disgusting.
And Courtney,
They were
I
a
found
treat for
another
me.
cereal from Nabisco called Strawberry Fruit Wheats, which is basically the same thing.
Oh,
It's like
are
little.
those still present?
No,
There
I
is
wish
there is a
You-
strawberry
there-
frosted mini wheats now.
there
is,
are
yeah.
some strawberry.
Because half of it was the texture. Like they were like real, like kind of chewy in the middle.
Mm.
I remember it well. It
Kashi
was a
has a cereal
Saturday. I was
that's
7.
Berry fruitful. There's a strawberry mini wheat, but that's not the same. thing.
Wasn't there a Pop Tart cereal?
Yes, I think it still exists. Oh, just a quick interjection. Little Debbie Nutty Buddy cereal, do not eat that.
That
It looks
sus.
like dog food, and I was so excited, and it's like, tastes like dog food. Dude, no,
Ew.
it doesn't really, it just doesn't Doesn't taste like a
No.
Nutty Bar. It's like, meh, no, it's no good.
Oh,
No offense to Little Debbie Corporation.
Just eat a goddamn Nutty Bar for
Yeah.
breakfast.
I do remember one time my mom also buying Kix. Again, it was probably coupon related. And I thought that was like an extra special treat because it was a little sweet. But now the tables have all turned.
Yeah.
And I looked at the top of my refrigerator before I came down here because I think that's like the place.
That's where you
am I
keep
the
the
only
cereal.
one?
No,
Okay.
that is where you keep
Okay.
the cereal.
Number
That is
one,
the storage location for cereal.
That's where I put my dog's
you're not
treats.
the only one, Courtney. But when you weren't looking and I was at your house this weekend, I took a picture of your cereal.
Do you have
You
all
did?
brand?
I did. Here's Courtney's cereal, guys. But go ahead. Tell us what you had.
That's weird because you know what's funny? We never kept ours on top of the fridge until Carl and I lived on our own, and it just seemed natural. Like that's where the cereal should go.
I can't reach up there.
I can
Fair.
barely. I've got Cocoa Pebbles,
Yep.
Fruity Pebbles,
Mm-hmm.
but they're the different Fruity Pebbles. They're like round.
No, you had the name brand ones though.
Yeah, but they are.
Okay.
I have a generic Honey Nut Cheerio,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a box of Rice Krispies because I want to make Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah, and they're the Kellogg's ones.
Ooh, fancy.
No more of this off-brand
Off-brand.
bullshit Rice Krispie crap with ditch berries.
Hey, Courtney. Do
Yes?
you remember on the episode of Roseanne when they're doing the home ec class and she tells Darlene to grab the cereal and Darlene grabs it and she goes, "Oh no, that's the name brand. We get generic. It's only second best in our family." And she goes, "No, we have the name brand at home." She goes, "No, we have the name brand box. Your dad and I have just been refilling it with the generic stuff for the last 10 years."
Yep. Exactly. And I'll tell you that the box of Fruity Pebbles that I have on top of there, it's like the weird shaped ones.
Yeah, they are. I didn't notice
they're-
that.
I don't
Kinda
really
like
care
a star
for 'em.
shape. I've never
Yeah, I
had
don't care
those.
for 'em.
Okay, no, don't. So we're not endorsing it.
They're
Don't.
bullshit. They're not the same. But
Sometimes
now,
the shape can affect it. It's very weird.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they taste like Fruit Loops.
Golden grams.
Also good.
Don't worry. We'll get to Golden Grams.
I'm just
But
like,
nowadays, I think my favorite obviously is Fruity Pebbles. I didn't have that until I was 40. We've talked about that in the past. And
Mm-hmm.
my life changed that day. It was a
love you
Tuesday.
so
It was
much.
great. I also like that. And I like these like fruit and yogurt ones.
I'm seeing
can't
here
remember
I'm seeing some blueberry Cheerios. Is that what you
Oh,
had?
yeah. Blueberry Cheers. That's a good time too.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
sounds
Sounds good.
Yeah.
If
like
it's
your
blueberry
ditch berries
flavored,
already.
Yeah,
Ditch
it's
berries.
pre-baked in.
Do you still throw
Yes.
berries in, ditch or store or other?
Occasionally, yes.
Which
Uh-huh.
ones?
I do like strawberries
Not
on my
ditch
Crispy
ones.
treats.
Yeah.
No, strawberries
very
is good in
good.
cereal.
I have not found ditch berries since I was little.
And you
to
put
be very
bananas on
honest.
Cheerios.
It's weird though when you said it. I suddenly was like flashing back to like, yeah, you used to just see random berries growing by the street, and I don't feel like you do anymore.
Yeah.
No, they were awesome. Like they just were meant to be in your cereal because they were so small. They were perfect.
We had a lot of wild blackberries.
It's almost
over by
time.
us. Well, yeah, yep.
Start looking for the ditch berries, guys.
Ditch berries.
All right.
Yeah.
Any more?
No, but the Fruity Pebbles, I have Fruity Pebbles cereal, or not cereal, obviously I have cereal, but I have the syrup, I have pancake mix. Gary got me Fruity Pebbles Easter Bunny for Easter.
That's
Mhm.
right.
My gosh, the endless ways I've had Fruity Pebbles
Yeah.
recently.
Your
amazing.
dad. I don't remember if I got to. I got to
Oh,
try
Fruity
it.
Pebble French toast. Yeah, he
Fruity-
made that.
That was good.
Uh-huh.
And
I've had
then-
Fruity Pebble ice cream.
I did recently see a Fruity Pebbles cake mix with the frosting.
Yes.
Ooh, yum,
I've
yum,
had that
yum.
as well. It's all just great. It's good times.
Mhm, Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You would have loved my friend's wedding because they didn't really do like wedding cake. They had donuts, and one of the donuts was like, here's a donut with frosting and Fruity Pebbles on top.
Ooh, that would be good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let me dive in if it's all right. I'll fill
Heck
you
yeah.
in on my favorites.
Heck yeah.
Okay. So, when I was a kid, my all-time favorites were peanut butter Captain Crunch, cinnamon toast crunch, and Golden Grams. Those were like, I mean, I loved way more than those. As a kid, I remember loving Captain Crunch, but I would eat it too fast and then it would cut up my mouth and I had to stop. And I loved all of them. I loved Rice Krispies, but I'd always put sugar on it, all that jazz. But I'd say for the favorites, it was peanut butter Captain Crunch for me, cinnamon toast crunch, and then
Sounds don't know how I forgot Golden Grahams on my list.
No, I get it. Oh, but also
because there's too many.
When-
You're like me when you like them all.
when
it's like,
Golden Grahams, we'll talk more about this later, I believe, but when Golden Grahams had the s'more cereal, that was like also my all-time favorite. So growing up, I'd say as an adult, my favorites would be Frosted Mini Wheats and Reese's Puffs and Cinnamon Toast Crunches. I love it, but it's too sugary. I can't do it. Golden Grahams I can still do, and then there was that off-brand one where they had the s'more cereal where they brought it back and it tasted a lot like the original. It was very close, but it was also too sugary and I couldn't do it. I just felt gross afterwards. So I'm like, no. But yeah, love me Frosted Mini Wheats.
I love them too. They're so good. I love how they hold that milk. So like
Yeah,
you can drink
yeah.
too at the same time.
It's probably the only cereal that seems to be okay, partially soggy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I can't eat it anymore though.
No, Amanda can't eat it anymore.
I
It's
found
just
that out
it's
the
just
hard
too
way.
much fiber. So
You
very-
should try some all brand.
no
Oh my
kidding.
I don't know that I ever had the peanut butter.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
so good. Except it
loved
cut
it.
up your mouth.
And I would say Reese's Puffs, came out later, so it kind of surpassed it for me. But yet, it's peanut butter. They're still not the same. They're different enough where it's like, ooh, peanut butter Captain Crunch versus you just go back and forth. All right, well, so that's the main one. Next up, guys, we're gonna be talking about our favorite cereal characters and or box designs, and also after that, we'll dive into who had the best box reading material. Because I don't know about you, but whenever I was eating cereal, I was staring at the box.
I'll
But
have to stare at a good box.
don't you know it? So Ryan, who would you say your favorite?
What?
Who would you say is your favorite cereal character?
I have so many.
Let's hear
I
them all.
love Toucan Sam.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's actually funny. I'll go on this little tangent. When I was a little kid, my mom was dating this guy, and he had a half sister who was like, I was like 4 or 5, and she was a teenager, so she was like 16, 17. And it seemed funny back then, but now I'm like, I love this woman so much for doing this. But remember in the Trix commercials, they were always like, the rabbit wanted the Trix, and like, nah, Trix are for kids. She wrote a letter to them and how like you're just like promoting discrimination and it's awful and this was like 1988,
I love her.
right? It's like
Because I felt the same way.
so it was like it's just funny. She wrote and she said, Tricks can be for anyone. They could be for rabbits or hamsters or whatever. It was like her mom was reading
Yes.
us the letter she wrote to be like, look how proud we are of her.
That's fantastic.
But one thing that bugs me is when cereal mascots like not when they change, that's fine, but when they like because like Cinnamon Toast Crunch had the 3 chefs.
Yeah.
And then suddenly there was just one. And I was like, well, where'd the other 2 go?
They got killed.
And like Cookie Crisp had the dog
Mafia.
and they got baked into the Cinnamon Toast
Obviously.
Crunch.
I don't know why anybody doesn't know that.
I remember there was the commercial where like it was like, they were animated and the kids were real. And when they were like, yay, we made the cereal. And then the kid like put his arm around one of them and like punched him in the arm. And it was like, I think it was just this weird thing. And they just left it in. I don't know. They're like animated around it. So like the guy's arm went like kid just punched him. But Cookie Crisp had the cop and the dog. And then all of a sudden
Which was
it
a
was just
very
the dog.
odd
I always
storyline?
wonder. I always wonder if it was like it started in a different way and then it just evolved into that, and that's all we know.
Yeah. I took it as sort of a brilliant marketing of let's make it seem dangerous. So kids are like, ooh, we're eating cookies for breakfast. Well, we're not supposed to. We're going to be arrested.
Naughty.
Yeah.
Okay, I
yeah,
told her that
Attracted
was
the
my
criminal sort.
that was my rebellion.
yeah. There you go. See, it worked. You didn't even understand the marketing, but it worked.
I also just thought if he was getting chased, that's when he could be like, Cookie Crisp.
yeah, it worked well for
Because
that.
it was like you yell when you're getting chased. So
And I have to put a plug in for one of Carl's favorite cereals.
Oh, yeah,
Tony the
yeah.
Tiger,
Oh,
Frosted
yeah.
Flakes.
Frosted Flakes
they're
are so good.
Yeah.
And there was always fruit in the cereal in the picture, and I was like, I don't know if I'd put cereal on Frosted Flakes. I think that would be weird. I don't know.
I didn't like putting other things in my cereal.
See, I do
Well,
like
you never had
bananas
ditch
in them.
berries.
No, but I don't know.
But I think my top would be, because of the Rice Krispie thing, Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
yes.
Yeah.
Which I have a DVD of super old commercials, and Snap, Crackle, and Pop. There's a commercial in there that's not like, hey, remember it's the 50s and 60s. It was like an animated Looney Tunes style from like the 40s that was in the theater, and like they fight these like soggy monster things. And, like, but they're they're obviously cartoony because they're cartoons, but they're much more like cherub looking. compared to,
Yeah,
like-
that makes sense.
And it's like, oh, it's interesting to see the evolution of mascots, which is actually one of my favorite things.
Yeah.
You give me like a chart of like, here's the evolution of Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Yeah, evolution of any marketing campaign is actually very interesting.
This one's kind of a side thing, but S'mores Crunch, when General Mills made it in the 80s, they had like the smiley graham cracker and the smiley chocolate and the smiley marshmallow. And then for a while, when the marshmallows were star-shaped, there was a wizard on the box. I loved the
Ooh,
wizard.
yeah.
I just had a moment, guys.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So I pulled up this by silently watching these 80s commercials for cereal. I was watching this video with 80s commercials because I was like, you guys keep mentioning all these ones, and I'm like, sure that there's one that I really care about, right? So I'm like, I'm gonna watch these commercials and see if I like any of them. This is a Cookie Crisp commercial.
Huh?
It's only robbers and a cop.
Really?
No dog.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But wasn't there a dog?
There was.
There was a dog.
Okay, thank you.
There is, yes. I want to say that was 90s, maybe.
Maybe
Maybe it
late
was like the
80s, early 90s. Yeah.
new marketing. I mean, it looks like the same cereal, but it's literally just a cop and a robber. Anyway, sorry.
No,
I like
it's fun
that.
that you mentioned that stuff because, like, I was thinking I didn't remember it until just now when Ryan brought it up. But when they changed the guy for Cinnamon Toast Crunch, I remember as a kid going, "What happened to the other two?"
Cookie Crisp
Where are
used
those
to have
guys?
a
These
wizard
guys,
too.
these three guys.
Yeah.
Cookie Crisp used to have a wizard.
I really don't care
So
for their
weird.
new dog.
No.
No.
They should bring back the cop and the robber.
Do you know what? No, because sometime in 1995, the dog was one of the robbers.
Okay.
Right.
Oh,
That's what
okay,
I always
okay.
picture the dog as
Yeah.
being a robber.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
You know, there are probably people at home listening going like, no, it was the robber. He was the cop. Like, they know the stuff already. The way I do when people are wrong about Golden Girls.
But-
Like,
So his
no.
name was Chip the dog.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Chip, that would be a good name for him.
I mean, if our listeners have something we should look at,
Well, I
absolutely.
always want to encourage
You used to be able
listeners.
to get little toys of them.
Oh my god.
Oh, we should check eBay.
No, what I was going to say is I encourage listeners shouting at their phone or their
Yeah, we're
Alexa device, whatever they're listening to us
Yeah.
on. Just shout at us,
No.
guys. We like it.
Now in 2005, Chip is a wolf,
Yeah.
which I don't like.
Yeah.
I
always
felt like Chip the dog was more approachable.
So I feel like, as far
dogs
as
are more approachable than wolves.
true.
is like the
you.
serial character did, like the commercials, as far as that goes, I feel like that Fruity Pebbles and the Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and the Lucky Charms
His name is
always
Sonny.
had like the best stories. Do you know what I mean? Like they're the most.
It was
They-
like
they
a, it was a
pulled
whole
you in.
cartoon.
Yeah, it was like a little cartoon that you got to.
You know what I hate though? It's like now that we're older and like the cynical adults go and be like, yeah, they had the cartoon characters because they were trying to market to children. They were
I
trying to
don't-
manipulate us.
well,
Blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
I
you know
don't
what
care.
though? We would have wanted the cereal anyway. The cartoon stuff was cool. That's why I don't know why we don't. They're trying to charge up the nostalgia train for our generation. Why can't they make McDonald's cool again? Like bring back the
Totally.
freaking tree
Very
swing
depressed.
and freaking
McDonald's
McDonald
is-
Land characters because we would be like, let's go.
Totally. So I'm gonna say for my favorite cereal character, it's pushing it because it's not really cereal, but my favorite is the Quaker Oats guy. Now they still had him on Quaker Oats cereal. It is right because they had some Quaker Oats cereals and they still had him on it. So like the Quaker Oats guy, I don't know what it is about him. Love him.
The fact that he was an abolitionist.
Yeah,
And he
yeah.
smiles.
Yeah. So that's gonna be my favorite. For box design, gosh, I can't remember a specific one. I remember Captain Crunch always having a ton of stuff that you could look at. And like as I was looking at the captain on the ship, like I'd make up stories in my head as a little kid about like what they're doing. And it was just weird. But just I loved reading cereal boxes. Amanda was saying you really liked the crossword puzzle ones.
Yeah,
or
anything
Oh,
that
yeah,
had
the
like little
puzzle.
mazes
The
or
maze?
activities.
Yes, I was
Yeah.
just gonna say that.
yeah.
Like I feel like Alphabets, which
Oh,
was
sure.
a garbage
That makes-
cereal, but it had a really good box.
Good. Box end product.
Hey,
Yeah.
when they have a good box, it makes up for a lot.
Right? Yeah. No, I would read everything multiple times.
I kind of I'm probably aesthetically not the best design, but I miss when like so many of the cereal boxes had the little thing, but like the name was just in a big white square, which was like Fruit
yeah.
Loops, and it was just in a.
Yeah.
It was so like uniform, but still neat, and I don't know. That's
Well,
probably
and you
really
could
boring.
find
but
it.
I
You knew
loved
like
it.
where to look for the name.
Sugar Smacks.
Yeah, man.
Dig 'em.
Mm-hmm. Diggum was good.
I do
So-
love those. Like to this day,
I
I'll
really
eat those
good.
too.
I
Yeah.
loved Sugar Crisp, which is now just Golden Crisp, but the bear would like, eat it and he could like punch
Yes.
the bad guys.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Can't get enough of that Golden Crisp.
indeed.
Oh my god, that was such a good commercial.
You
It's
remember
got the crunch with punch.
some of the boxes would have like you could cut out and it'd be a mask. Of, like,
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Frosted
Oh,
Flakes would be like
yeah.
a Tony the Tiger mask.
Or like
Yeah.
the blueberries.
I would
Yeah.
get mad when that was like the treat though. Like instead of having a toy, it's like you can make a mask, and
I
it's
gotta-
like that's not.
I gotta
Some
say
point
though,
they
when
could
it's
have
It's like when
pivoted toward
DVDs
Not
would say
acceptable.
special features, menu, chapter
Yeah.
slash. Like,
No
these
kidding.
aren't special features.
Right. Yeah.
But I want to touch on something Tiffany just brought up. For lack of a better term, we'll just call them the monster cereals. But like with Count Chocula and the Boo Berry, which only comes back every once in a while, and the Frankenberry, I feel so bad for Frankenberry because he just looks so fucked up. Like the other two look kind of cool, but Frankenberry looks like he's just was thrown in a
What
blend.
about Fruity Yummy Mummy? Makes your tummy go yummy.
I'm not.
I've never eaten any of them. For the record, I've never had any of those cereals.
I
We
don't know
ate
if I have a
them.
vague memory of that, but I'm
We ate the Halloweeny cereals.
okay. I genuinely love the
when
Boo Berry.
Seth was a kid
Yeah.
because apparently my parents could say no to things. And now I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. I didn't get to have that as a kid. So yeah, Seth, let's have all of the choco whatever stuff you've got. Like it's totally fine.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, this is disgusting. Let's not buy this again. He's like, but I love it. And I'm like, do you?
Before I say this,
What
are
have
we
we
having
done?
a segment of the worst cereals we've ever eaten that we were surprised how bad they were?
I didn't have that, so let's just throw that in right now.
Because when Batman versus Superman came out, they had a Batman cereal and a Superman cereal. And the Batman cereal was like chocolate strawberry. It was disgusting.
Oh yeah.
I hadn't had a cereal so bad since the Batman Returns cereal, which I also bought more than one box because on the back of the box was a picture of all the toys.
Oh,
It
cool.
was like a checklist. It was
Yeah.
like, oh, there's a Catwoman figure coming out. So I was like, we have to buy this cereal, even though it's ass.
Mhm.
Because the Batman 1 cereal was like Captain Crunch in bat shape, so it was delicious. But the Batman Returns cereal was like chocolate, almost like Chex with marshmallows, and it just, the flavor just wasn't.
Didn't
Yeah.
go
But
together.
but the strawberry chocolate Batman versus Superman cereal was probably one of the worst cereals.
Yeah.
But I also bought it for the box, so it was like, nah, it's fine. Just
I
eat
think
one bowl and throw it away.
Wheaties are yucky.
I don't think I've ever had Wheaties. You know,
We did a
sugar.
couple times.
I suppose
sugar
you
on.
throw sugar on them.
But like they always had cool people on them.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
they
like
had great marketing
I
and just a
really
terrible
want-
product.
the box, but I don't want to eat this.
Michael Jordan would say, "You better eat your Wheaties."
Well, right. Like it was a big thing in the 90s, but like they weren't good.
I have an Olympic. I would hesitate to call it like a coat because it's like kind of this weird plastic. But I got it through Wheaties, and it's like the Olympic basketball
Ooh.
team or something on it, and it's like a little zip up. But it's not. It's very cheap. It's like plastic, but I still have it. I found
Yeah.
it in the
Like a
basement. I was like,
poncho?
this still exists.
It's fun.
If you gave me an old timey Wheaties box with Summer Sanders on it, I'd be a happy little kid.
You're 40.
Yeah, well, she aged 2.
The box didn't.
The box didn't.
Good lord.
Amanda, did you talk about your favorite characters?
I really liked the Lucky Leprechaun
Yeah.
from Lucky Charms.
Did we say his name was Sonny?
No, Sonny's Cuckoo Puffs.
Sonny's. That's right. Right.
Cocoa
his
Puffs.
name was just Lucky. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Lucky.
He was always so jaunty and just happy. And it made me happy. And they frequently would have mazes where you would help them find the
Lucky Charms.
the pot of gold and the Lucky Charms. So that made me happy
Yeah.
too.
Now, Courtney, we knew you were deprived, but
What
your
generic
what's-
cereal character did you love?
I don't really think they had them. The
they
All
didn't.
Brand,
The All Brand
No.
Swiggles?
right? No.
I feel like
do
that should have
remember
come with like
wanting-
a GI doctor as the
right?
as the mascot.
Put
Like
on a
just-
glove.
Just-
I really desperately wanted to have what kind of cereal is it for the Count Chocula, just because I thought that was really cool because I related it to Sesame Street
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
and the Count, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I think they were two separate identities.
Holy
Yeah,
shit,
totally.
that's
Maybe they were
terrifying.
cousins.
I knew it.
What?
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Back
us in.
in like the 50s and 60s, Sugar Smacks had a clown,
Oh, yeah.
and I just showed Tiffany a picture, and that was her response was, "Holy shit, that's terrifying!" And in the commercials, worse because it's like a white paper background, and he like rips through it. He's like, "Hey, boys and girls, see some cereal." Why?
Did children not have like the same type of emotions that we have in present day back then?
I think it's like this evolution of like they went to more circuses, they saw more clown things.
I
than
know,
we
but
did.
like, how come they weren't friendly
Probably
then
fair.
either? Like, it's not like I'm looking at it from it's like no, you
Oh, and by
looked
the way-
really freaking scary. Like,
If you ever went back in time and looked at the post Rice Crinkles, you'd be like, "Hey, that's
Oh,
racist."
yep. Super racist. Holy cow.
oh my,
I got to see that.
Show Courtney.
Oh, well, she's looking right there.
But she can't. It's so far away.
You
Can't
see that, Courtney?
see.
We
It's
can
no-
share the picture later.
Not on our Facebook page. We won't.
No.
I'll send
Look
you
that
a
one up on your
screenshot.
own,
Yeah.
folks.
You find
Have
your own.
any of you
Google
seen
your
the
own.
movie Unfrosted? Yeah,
I haven't seen it yet.
Unfrosted.
it is so
It's that
freaking
Pop-Tart movie.
adorable.
It's the one.
And
Pop-Tart movie.
Okay.
they do have like so many of the different characters, like actually playing like characters. It's just so freaking awesome. And like there's this award ceremony between Post and Kellogg's, and then you have the Quaker Oat guy all on his own, and they're like, "So what did you do this year to like really engage the kids?" He's like, "Nothing. I just like every year after year, he's like, no, I just put on my hat. Nothing." It is the most awesome movie. I loved every bit of it. It was great.
No, I have it on my list of things to check out for
Is
sure.
Oh, you got to.
Is this where
Especially
we-
with this topic.
Where we talk about Captain Crunch.
It's actually Cap'n.
I
Yeah.
know, but I just like can't make myself say it.
Cap and Crunch.
Remember we talked about it a
Well,
little
here-
bit.
Should we move on to the next topic, or do you want to talk? Because it's no. What you're saying fits here.
Okay.
I have one thing really quick. I'm curious with Fruity Pebbles, are they uniquely situated in that they have an established own brand entity like the Flintstones
Oh yeah.
as the characters? Like,
I
Because-
think they do.
I can't think of
I
another
think-
one that's like that.
I think.
Is it because they're supposed to be rocks?
Well,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But I think because I don't feel like the Flintstone creators were like, let's make a cereal. I think they just kind of
No,
Right, and-
mutually.
And I'm curious if they became the mascots like after the Flintstones had run its course and was like
it
just
must
in
have been. I
syndication
just
later
assumed
on.
that they just licensed it out, or like Post or whoever makes them.
Sure.
Side note: the off-brand Fruity Pebbles, what is it, Dino Bites,
Yep.
identical, like fucking identical.
Oh yeah,
That's
we
what we
really
get.
only get that one.
We
All
can't
right.
afford my cereal habit if we don't.
No, but I think we've beaten that to death. So let's move on to the next
Well,
topic here.
do you think it's because after a while, Fruity Pebbles and Cocoa Pebbles were reintroduced as a low market share post-children cereal brand called Sugar Ray Sprinkles? So they got rid of the racist thing and put the Flintstones on it.
Oh.
No shit.
Okay, that's
He licensed
definitely a
use
step
of
forward.
Flintstones for the cereal from Hanna-Barbera. So
Because
yeah,
they
they were
didn't know what
licensed.
else to do. They're like, well, we gotta get rid of this.
I don't think that's why.
I don't think that's
I
why.
think the cereal went away and then they brought it back.
Okay.
I was just gonna joke about like, oh, it's because of the Flintstones. They were like, well, we don't sell cigarettes on our show anymore.
Right.
Fruity Pebbles came out in 1971. So I mean, as much as you'd say the Flintstones had run its course by then, but there was always a new Flintstone
Yeah.
series.
Oh, but I
kinda like
watched the
Scooby-Doo.
Flintstones.
But they
as
were
a
definitely
kid.
certainly
That was one of my
established.
favorites.
Right. Oh yeah, they were. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Well, then on that, let's move into our next topic. So, next up, we've got cereal memories and stories. Now, you might be thinking, what kind of damn stories or memories do I have? But I got some examples here, just like childhood stories around your favorite cereal. Talk to me about maybe a toy that you ever got in a cereal box, or begging for a specific cereal in a store, or a cereal changing the color of your poop. Anything like that. So, I open it up to anybody that wants to share any stories. I tell you what, I'll give one first just to really set the tone.
Oh,
Yes,
boy,
please.
okay.
So I lost my first tooth while eating Trix cereal. So my tooth was loose, but I was just too afraid to do that last thing of just yanking it out. So it was sitting in there, and I remember I'm eating my cereal. All of a sudden, it just a really weird feeling, and I'm like, "Nope." And then my tongue's like, something's not there. So I fished it out, and I'm like, my tooth. But it was the perfect way to do it because
They became an old prospector. My tooth!
that's exactly. And then I had my new occupation, so I just naturally shifted into prospecting. No, no, because I was too scared to do it, and then it wasn't even thinking. It just chomped down. It came out.
Yeah.
So then I wasn't scared anymore.
There's teeth in that there cereal.
Exactly. That's
Another
another.
ditch berries with that.
Yeah, no
Top it
kidding.
off.
What really got me is like when I first did that. That was when Trix cereal was just round balls,
Mm-hmm.
and then they did that stupid thing where they were shapes.
Yeah.
And then I didn't like them, and then they went back to their own balls, and I was like, okay, good for you, Trix.
I like
And now,
the
now
shapes.
they're
I did
flower
too.
shaped.
I like
Oh,
the
they are?
shapes.
Why are they flowers?
I don't know. Oh, okay. So when they switched to the fruit shapes, I remember the banana was like kind of like a runt, like the Runts
Yeah.
candy. It was like that big of a banana, and then eventually it switched to like this weird small little crescent moon thing. That I'm like, that's not the same. It doesn't look like a banana because they were kind of shaped like the different fruit. And then
Yeah, I remember the
before
grapes.
it went back to the circles again, it was like they were like these weird berry looking things, and it was like, And then when it was like new shape, and I'm like, new shape, that's the old shape,
Right.
but now it's back to like the weird.
Okay, but
Okay.
to be fair, do they actually taste any different?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I
I
think
think
all of them
for
have the
me
same
it was
flavor.
just being a,
I don't know. I know Fruit Loops are all the same.
but for me, just being a little fatty child, I could shovel them in more if they were circle. You know?
Well, and, it's funny, you kind of forget, and then you'd watch the Addams Family movie, and when Gomez hits his golf ball into the judge's cereal, and it was Trix, and I was like, oh yeah, they were round back then.
Yeah.
1992, baby.
Yeah, I loved Trix cereal, even though I lost a tooth. But
You
so
also
yeah,
loved Trix yogurt. That was the only yogurt you would eat for a really long time as
that's
adults.
true.
And that's what the bunny spoon was perfect for. It
Right.
was Trix yogurt.
And that was one of the favorite things that you got in a cereal
yeah, but
box.
Amanda, go ahead. That will lead us right into there.
Well, one of my favorite things that we got in a cereal box were the color changing spoons. So we had a Simba one.
Yes.
My parents had that well into my adulthood.
Yeah, I don't remember what cereal that came out of.
I have
but
no idea, but we had to get it because of the spoon, I'm sure. But my heartwarming story about Cookie Crisp is I really loved the Ninja Turtles, and they had a special where it had like the box of cereal and then it had a Ninja Turtles bowl on it. So my mom got us, I don't remember if she got each of us a box, but like I know I got a box of it for Christmas. And that was my gift, and it was my favorite. And we had that bowl, again, well into my adulthood. The backside of his head fell off, but it was like, I don't care. It still works as a bowl.
I know the exact bowl you're talking about.
Yes. Oh.
Not yours, but I know what bowl you mean.
It was fantastic.
I
And that
remember
was
that
like my favorite gift because it was like, it's the Cookie Crisp cereal, which is so fancy, and I get to eat cookies for breakfast and a Ninja Turtle bowl.
That's the full package.
Oh
right
my
there.
God. Oh, that cemented my obsession with cereal. And then as for changing my poop color, Lucky Charms does that. Really anything with artificial coloring. So like it can get like bright green.
It's a little bit of a detour, but I'm going to have Courtney tell you about a product that she just discovered changes your poop color.
Ooh.
First of all, get your butt to the nearest Quick Trip and buy. Don't even hesitate. Just go and buy the Blueberry Dunker potato chips.
Oh. They do.
They
look good.
are orgasmic.
They are
They're
good.
like donut flavored chips.
Yeah.
Yes.
But they're good. I tried them.
Fascinating.
They're really good. It reminds you of like
everybody's like-
blueberry waffles, but in chip form. It's, I don't know.
Ooh.
How does it compare to remember the blueberry muffin top cereal?
Yeah, very similar.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I used to
Oh,
like
really?
to eat that dry.
But this has
Eat
got
that
a
as a
salty
snack.
factor too because it's chips. Yeah.
It's
got the-
very, very good.
I love sweet and salty.
I'm not a chip, and I've got a salty factor.
Well, that's why I keep you around.
Wow.
Bitch.
But what does it do to your poop, Courtney?
Well, after eating those for 3 days in a row, yesterday I got the blueberry poops. My shit came out so rapidly. It looked like a purple Jackson Pollock painting. It was
Bowl splatters.
it was like wow, but it was purple.
Interesting.
It was very inspirational, really.
Yeah.
Now I
Sounds
want to eat them
glorious.
just to see what my poop looks
Let's
like.
go. Let's go get some after this. And yeah.
That's 8:53 p.m.
And I
Think
just
it's
yelled.
open 24/7.
She's young.
I have to
We're
be up
old.
for important things tomorrow.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Well, sorry about the detour, but I really wanted Courtney to share that with you guys. But open it back up. Any fun stories anybody else wants to throw out there?
I don't have a great childhood memory. I mean, it just, I don't remember stuff like that unless I saw something or I saw an ad where I'd
That's
be like,
fair. That's
oh
okay.
yeah, I totally wanted to get that thing.
Ryan, do you have any?
I've got two
Oh,
right
let's
away.
Yeah, let's hear them.
But I want to take a detour about S'mores Crunch really quick.
Yeah, that's
So,
Yep.
because I was like going to talk about it with my favorite cereal, and then I was like, oh, I'll save it for later. And then it's like, I don't really know where to put it, but I'm going to put it right
this,
here.
This spot, I deem this being the perfect spot.
Okay.
So yeah,
So, when I was a kid, S'mores Crunch was from General Mills, and it was delicious.
it was delicious.
And it was like the little graham crackeriness, and it had like the chocolate on it. Even though there was some point in my life where I convinced myself that it had pieces of chocolate, but I don't think it ever did. I think it was just on the box.
That's
Right.
so weird because I did the same thing.
But I think it was just because
It must have been like on the box. Yeah.
That was my favorite cereal, and then it got discontinued. And then when we were like seniors or right after high school, I'm not sure which, it was like 02, the Kellogg's came out with s'mores with a Z, and I was so excited, and I bought it, and we went to Gary's apartment, and we ate it, and I was like, this is not the same thing at all.
Right. Yep.
Because the graham cracker part was like more of a puffed
Yeah, it was more puffy.
thing, and it was like it was more sugary.
It reminded me of Puppy Chow.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I'm not going to get that anymore. But then Honey Maid, the company that makes the graham crackers, has a s'mores cereal that is like the graham cracker part, the marshmallow, and like Cocoa Puffs.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And that's like perfect. It's so good. So then recently, Golden Grams has come up with a throwback of S'mores Crunch, and it has the old box. And even on the back of the box, it's the old picture of like the kids being like, oh, s'more, but it's a cereal. I was kind of disappointed.
I didn't get to try it.
It's like, I bought the box. I'm like, it's fine. But it's like, I don't know if it's different than when we were kids or my taste has just changed. And it's like, I don't like this one as much. I like the other one.
Mm-hmm.
But Malto Meal also has a good brand that's similar to the Honey Graham ones.
See,
because some of those cereals disappear and you don't know that they're gone, and you're telling someone about it, and they're like, well, I tried to find it, I couldn't find it. And you're like, damn, it's gone.
The Malto Meal one is really good, but in my opinion, because like adult taste, they could cut the sugar like in half.
Oh, probably.
Because they sprinkle way too much extra sugar on it, where it's like it's good enough. But yeah, it's good stuff.
So that's the story of s'mores cereal and how delicious it is.
Yeah. I appreciate you bringing that up, because that was something that's on my list too, and I'm glad we could share that.
So both of my childhood cereal funny stories involve vomit. And one involves poop as well, but not different colored poop. But so first I'll tell the one Gary knows because he's involved. And we might have told the story on the podcast before. I don't remember.
I think it came up a little quick, but it's still worth going over.
Fourth grade, I had Rice Krispie Treat cereal.
That-
That's Gadget from.
Yeah.
It's a cereal toy.
Yes.
I actually do remember that.
I
like
remember
it was
that
a big
one
deal.
too. That one was a big deal.
Let's
Sorry.
No.
No, you're fine.
You're going to bring it up right after this.
So fourth grade, on Wednesdays, we had recess in the morning instead of the afternoon, like before lunch instead of after lunch.
yeah, because we usually got out earlier on Wednesdays,
Yes,
right?
yes. And I had Rice Krispie Treat cereal that morning for breakfast, which was seemingly inconsequential, but it would be important later. And Gary and I were playing. We're playing at the back of the playground where the fence was, and I don't remember what we were actually playing, but Gary had a cold, and he coughed, and he coughed, and he coughed, and he hacked up a big loogie and just spit it. And me being me, I looked at it, was like, oh God, don't think about it. Don't think about it. And then I just barfed. And like, being that it was like 10:15 in the morning, the puke was just like, I dumped Rice Krispie Treat cereal on the ground.
Yeah.
And we laughed and thought it was hilarious. Then we went back to school, back to school. And then when lunch recess came out, we're like, let's go look at my puke. And we went back and it was gone. Like some squirrel was really happy.
Oh, girl.
well.
And good for that squirrel.
And probably around the same era of my life, maybe a little before. So it was maybe 6 or 7. We were at my house, and my 2 cousins that live in Chippewa were visiting, but we were going to go to their house, but Mom was going to like drop us off before work and then go to work. And I had eaten Fruity Pebbles. And my cousin had this thing where she liked to show me gross things. And so, you know how my grandma / my basement is, where there's that toilet downstairs that's just like 3 walls of curtain and the toilet. She's like, Ryan, come here. And she opens the curtain, and she'd taken this big stinky shit. And I just go, like I smell it, and the minute I smell it, I'm like, and I just puke my Fruity Pebbles all over the floor. So my mom trying to get ready for work is like, great, now I have to clean this up. And apparently, my mom puked twice cleaning it up.
I love that there's a curtain involved, like behind curtain 1.
Here's the sticky shit. And you know what's funny? I had totally forgotten, but there was one other time that my cousin made me puke because she'd sneezed and like a booger fell out of her nose and like was on her lip, and she was like, Ryan, look. I was like licking it at me, and I puked then too.
Yeah.
I'm going to see her at the end of the month, and I'm going to remind her of all these times that she made me barf as a child.
We'll make her listen to the podcast.
There you go.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
So no different colored poop, but very colorful puke.
Yeah. Yeah. But Tiffany, I really want to hear about your cereal.
So it goes much
Surprises.
deeper than just the gadget.
Let's hear it.
So I loved that show when I was a kid.
Rescue Rangers.
Rescue Rangers.
Chippendales
was
Rescue Rangers.
one of my,
Love that show.
it's a bop.
It
I
is.
loved it. It's a great song. So I saw the gadget and it instantly like flooded. I was like, oh my God, I definitely have seen this. So then I looked at a picture and I sent it to the group so you can share it on our Facebook or social
thank
media
you.
if you want. There is a Donald Duck in there.
Yeah, I saw that.
So when I was a kid, this is going to be so silly. My grandma made me a magic money box and it was decorated. And when I was not at the house, the magic money fairy would put money in the magic money box. And this is not like a lot of money. It's like the change that they had from their pockets. Or I don't know how they did it, but they just would put it in the magic money box. And I got that duck, Donald Duck.
Yeah.
And I thought it was lucky because I got Donald Duck and it lived in my magic money box to make me more money. I still have it. I'm sure I do.
I do I completely forgot about those toys because I was thinking like the things that I said were my favorite toys are very able to be used.
Yeah.
They're very practical. I liked the spoon and the bowl.
But the spoon was cool.
Yeah,
But
they were cool.
I do
Yeah.
remember these. And that was like totally like the best toys ever.
They're very
Yeah.
small. They're like, I don't know, like an inch and a half maybe. And they came actually in the box.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times the stuff that I saw that I wanted was like you had to collect the box tops and send it
Yes.
in. And my
Yeah.
parents
That-
were not
Yep.
the parents that were going to be doing that for me.
Yep.
And I certainly wasn't going to be doing it.
I hated when they started doing that. I'm like, come on.
yeah.
Not all of us can collect all this.
So Donald Duck was my magic money good luck charm for my magic money box.
It's a wonderful story.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Where can we get a magic money box? now?
Yeah, no kidding.
My children currently
What's it
have
like?
magic money boxes. It's a grandparent's job apparently.
Oh,
No,
that's where
I did
we're
not
getting-
have the
yeah.
grandparents for that.
My grandparents were good, but they weren't. Yeah, no. Yeah.
I think it was part math problem as well because if I wanted to take the money, I had to count the change because it wasn't really. Sometimes there'd be like a dollar bill in there or something,
Okay.
but mostly it was just change, and then I got to count how much money there was in it. Probably to keep me busy and shut up too, Multi-purpose magic money box, really.
That's really smart.
That's cool. I'm going to share a story, another magical gift that I was super excited about. For some reason, when I was a kid, I had this like obsession or like I wanted like a little like padlock thing. I don't know if it was just like seeing like pirate movies and there'd be like a pirate chest and there's a lock on it. Either way, I wanted a padlock. Well, being a little kid, my parents weren't going to just buy me a padlock. It wasn't something that was going to happen. So I want to say that it was Captain Crunch. I'm not 100% on the cereal, but the prize was a little plastic padlock thing. And when you'd put the sticker on, you'd get to pick like what you want. Now, it was so rinky dink, there was no combination, meaning you just put it to that one number and it would open up. And I specifically remember that the number that I picked was 4. And I thought I was so cool because I had my little padlock. And one time I'm like showing my cousin, I'm like, here, you'll never guess it. You'll never get to open it. And he fucking turned it right to 4, his first goddamn guess, and just opens it right up. And I'm like, oh, I didn't swear because I was a little kid. But in my mind, I'm like, fuck you, man.
Yeah.
Because at that point, the padlock was worthless.
Yeah.
He knew the combination. He was going to tell everyone.
Why did he ruin your
I
dreams like
couldn't
that?
do anything with it.
What were you going to do with
I
it?
don't know.
Okay.
I was gonna put it
Little
on
kid
like
things.
I was gonna put it on like my little chest of secrets. I didn't have a chest, but in my mind, I
Did
was
you have
gonna.
secrets?
Well, every little kid has. I mean, they're not really secrets. Like I don't know.
Every little kid has things they think are secrets.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
I had something very similar, but even more worthless.
Okay.
It was also a little plastic lock, and I don't remember. I think it came from cereal, but I don't remember which it would have been from. And it was yellow. It was a yellow plastic lock like that, and it had a sticker of Odie from Garfield on it.
Yeah.
And you could turn the front. I believe it was square shape. Yep, just like that.
Oh, Amanda
it was
had
the yellow one.
I pulled up the.
But did you actually get one of those, or did you just
I
find it?
remember it.
Oh, okay.
Like I looked at.
It wasn't a combination. You just
No,
turned the
it was
face, and it would
just-
unlock. I mean, not that a plastic lock is going to be durable, but
I had to Google.
no
I had to
combination.
Google this because you're talking about things in cereal. When the movie Willow came out, Captain Crunch had. I just remember one of my favorite things I got was like it was just a little piece of little like cardboard, but it had like one of those things where it's like the lines were in red. So when you put the red thing around, like something else would be like, so it was like this image of Willow, and it was like, if you put the thing down, it was like, then he was using his magic or something. It was like, I just thought that was the coolest shit.
Cool.
So I think that Captain Crunch has possibly the best marketing schemes. So it was early. I remember this from my childhood, but they've clearly done this before. That Captain Crunch goes missing, right?
Yes.
And there's like the outline of Captain Crunch on the box, but in the 80s they sent out these like little pre-packaged like clue packages, and on the back of the box was like the red stripey thing where you'd put the red thing over it so you can actually
It's,
see.
like, it's almost like the 3D glasses kind of thing.
Yeah. And that's one of the commercials I saw. And it's like, I don't know if I ever did that, but that looks awesome.
You just reminded me of an amazing Captain Crunch story.
Okay.
There was one time I was walking through the grocery store and there was a box of the Crunch Berries, but it was Oops All Berries.
Oh, yeah.
And Amanda turns to me and just with the straightest face says, I would never fucking eat that cereal. If they have that poor of quality control, that just all the berries slip through, I don't trust them.
I don't remember that.
You're so witty.
Now, I don't know if this is true or not. I would have to check my resources, but I once heard somebody talk about how in Canada, the only Captain Crunch they have is the plain.
I've
There
heard
is
that too.
no Crunch Berries. There is no peanut butter. It is just sadness in a bowl.
They're too
I don't know if
saucy.
that's made up or if it was on a TV show or something, but I have also heard that.
I have to say, and I hope this doesn't hurt anyone's feelings, but I've never been a fan of Crunch Berries.
I was not big on Crunch Berries
Oops
either.
All Berries is like, oh, no, thank you.
I loved the berries.
That's
I
my
don't think I do
family's
the
favorite.
berries, but
There was just something about the fruity flavor with the regular Captain
That's
Crunch
fair.
that I just didn't like together. It was like,
And I just didn't like the regular
sure, yeah.
crunchies.
How come nobody's taken the peanut butter and the Crunch Berries and made
Peanut butter and jelly.
Peanut butter.
Yeah.
Oh,
We could try it.
Yeah.
I would try it. Do you remember for a while they had that chocolate one? Because when I started dating Carl, he and his roommates had a box, like the front of the box pinned to their kitchen wall. It was the Captain Crunch. Oops, Choco Donuts.
Oh,
We used to just say that randomly to each other. Oops, Choco Donuts.
Do you think that Captain Crunch is still around because people really love a man in uniform?
Whose eyebrows float above his head?
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
who's not actually a captain.
we've got more to talk about in a segment later for that. Yeah.
Talk about foreshadowing.
But I think we've probably covered the majority of this topic, unless anybody else has anything else you want to throw out.
No.
Courtney, any
I do
toys
have
in
one
your
little
Rice
thing.
Krispies?
Yes, Courtney.
So, and maybe you were aware of this, and maybe it wasn't just our family, maybe it was many people's families, but our grandma Putnam, she taught me this when I was little, and I ate this a lot. But you would take graham crackers and crunch them up and put them in a bowl and then
That's
pour
one of
milk
my
over them
favorite things ever.
Yeah.
and call it muck.
Oh, we didn't have a name for
I
it.
was going to say,
She called it muck.
our
I like
biscuit
it.
friend Leah, I've seen her eat that. when
yes,
we were in
she
high
does
school.
do that.
Yeah.
That's like
Mhm.
such a treat.
No, I love it. My
Well,
dad
she can't anymore.
Well,
Gluten.
I'm saying this like it's so distant. Of course, Courtney, my dad did that too, because grandma.
Right?
Yeah, that was a big thing in my house, and it's delicious. It's crazy delicious.
Yeah.
I bought a very large supply of graham crackers because I was eating that every day instead of my cereal. And Gary's like, "Why do we have so many graham crackers?" And it's like, don't.
Don't judge me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure her response was,
mind
"Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just look
Keep
at me like
walking.
she's
I don't know why he has to question this. Never mind.
As someone whose partner also often questions my food decisions, I understand.
It's not your business.
Do you need that many Oreos? Yep.
You bet I do.
You do need to question Amanda on applesauce, though. She'll just keep stockpiling applesauce. and
Because
be
you
like,
forget you have it.
Yes.
100%. Thank you. It's not just me.
No,
No,
it's not.
no, but
He like banned me from buying applesauce. And then I think I started buying sour cream.
There's always something.
And then it was like, is this the new applesauce, Amanda? I'm like, maybe. I don't know.
I guarantee that the listeners are like, yep, I do that same
there's
thing with
always-
something.
Yeah. There's just something you got to buy every time.
Are we out of ketchup? I don't know. Maybe let's just get one.
I mean, there are things like that. Salad dressing, ketchup. I would say not always applesauce, but sometimes applesauce. There's just things that I never want to be out of.
yeah.
Peanut butter.
Yeah, peanut butter's a big one.
Mac and cheese. I always
Yeah.
have to make sure we get to like one box. It's like we have to buy the 5-pack right now.
I think I accidentally buy too many pickles.
Not in Amanda's house.
Nope, not here. You don't.
Oh, I
Gary
buy
can
them,
go to
but
your house
I
to
keep them at
visit.
Courtney's house.
Yes. After supply
Contraband.
Supply too.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm glad where the pickled corn went. That makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Courtney had a very nice person over who's currently preggers,
Mhm.
and she enjoyed some pickled corn, which I was happy to.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
It is Country Lane Pantry.
I told you about the maple bourbon
Yeah.
spicy pickles, right?
We've yet to try that bourbon pie though from Leah.
Yeah,
We have to do
gotta
that.
do that.
We have to do that. Okay, let's jump into our next topic here.
Yes.
So, next up, I've got topic D, memorable cereal ads or slogans that have been stuck in our heads, which we've already been throwing out
We
all
have
night.
been. Yeah,
But let's
we-
just recap on some of our favorites. So we got the Cookie Crisp.
That's right.
I was gonna throw out the can't get enough of that golden crisp.
It's got the crunch with punch.
You know what? Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
I don't like the cereal, but I love those ads. And it was
Yeah.
like stars, hearts, and mushroom.
Frosted Lucky
What is the
Charms.
order?
No, it's stars, hearts, and horseshoes.
Rainbows and
Clovers,
balloons.
clovers, and
Clover and
balloons.
balloons. But then
I
they added
remember
rainbow because it changed every time
It
they
did.
did
change,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
They-
balloons
yeah.
was like new when we were
Yeah.
kids.
Balloons were new.
And then the star got put in the balloon.
Yeah. Anyway, I really liked those. Like that was always
They
a
had
really
good
catchy
commercials.
tune. Yeah. And he was always like in that and the Tricks Bunny. Like always
See,
tricksy. You
it's
know?
crazy because like as a kid, I always was like happy for Lucky because he had the cereal, but I felt like so bad for like
the rabbit.
for the rabbit
And the Cocoa Puffs.
and the Cocoa Puffs because like
Never
those
got
fuckers
it.
would never ever get the. And as a kid, I'm like, why are they beating up on him so goddamn bad? Give him some cereal.
Let's let him have the Cocoa Puffs.
Well, right? Yeah, I didn't understand why they didn't just let them share.
So no, it's really
Selfish.
funny that that's
Selfish
stuck out in my just
I
you saying
like that. I'd kind of forgotten, and then watching old commercials on YouTube that remember for a long time Honeycomb had like the Honeycomb Clubhouse, and it was like a tree house.
Yeah,
Yep.
And they were always in it, and like Andre the Giant would show up,
Yes.
and it was like Honeycomb's big. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
It's not
retract
small.
all of my
No, no,
statements
no.
about the favorite like mascot, the bumblebee from
Oh, yeah.
the Honey Nut Cheerios.
Did he have a
So
name?
cute.
His name is just
I'm pretty
Honey.
sure.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
so cute.
And you know what?
Still cute.
I didn't have them in the list, but goddamn, we have to give
Honey
a
Nut
shout out to
Cheerios
Honey
are
Nut
so
Cheerios.
good.
I love the
I
Honey Nut
like
Cheerios.
apple cinnamon Cheerios.
Oh, those are good too.
Oh, and back to Ryan's garbage cereals. The off-brand Honey Nut Cheerios, horseshit.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they just
not
don't
good.
do it for me.
Not the
It's
same.
got to be the honey.
Do you
it's
remember
gotta
the
be
commercial?
Like
It had like the cinnamon
genuine
sticks and like the little shredder thing. It was like shh.
Mhm.
And it was
Yeah.
like apple cinnamon Cheerios.
Apple Jacks.
They had an Applejack one. The mascot was like the cinnamon stick looked like he was like some Jamaican that was like really high. Do you remember that?
I do.
Yeah.
Thousands, I want to say.
It's very
Yes.
90s,
Yes.
the apple
Or
cinnamon.
early
Cheerios.
2000s, late 90s.
Oh yeah, that's like a classroom. That's like the kitchen.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember? And they have it now, but it's not the same. But they had like the Rice Krispies with marshmallows.
Oh yeah.
And it had like they were really tiny, and it was like the box was really pretty. I just remember always like, let's get that once in a while. It's really good.
We're gonna be buying so much cereal.
Yeah.
Watch out, Woodman's.
Woodman's is a good place to get cereal though.
It's also a good place to get beans.
True.
In the 50s,
Oh yeah.
the commercials for Cheerios weren't super sensitive for racial things,
Oh,
but
Oh.
I did like when the kid would eat the Cheerios and then he'd flex and there'd be a Cheerio in his bicep. I thought that was cool.
There were a lot of Fruit Loop ads at one time.
Yes.
Yeah.
There were a lot
A lot
of
of
Toucan
toucan
Sam,
stand,
right?
toucan stand
Okay,
action.
I'm going to go on a tangent about Fruit Loops. When we were kids, do you remember it used to say in the corner of the box, 100% vitamin C?
I don't remember things.
And like, so they
Same.
did. And if you buy Fruit Loops now and you open the box and you smell it, that's how Fruit Loops used to taste. But now they're just kind of like, they're Fruit Loops, they're good. But it's like, I miss, there used to be like, the flavor was so strong. And I don't know, I'm sure the recipe changed.
Do you
Yeah.
do you eat Blue Moon ice cream? Have you?
Fucking
Have
love
you?
Blue Moon ice cream.
I think it tastes just like Fruit Loop milk.
Yeah, totally. I've always thought that. Yep.
Yeah. Give it a go.
What? So with the shrinking Fruit Loops, I'm wondering if Apple Jacks are still the same size.
Oh.
Because I always felt like Apple Jacks were kind of like Fruit Loops.
Yeah, just a
But-
little different.
It's interesting that you brought up the Blue Moon ice cream because there's a liqueur called Blue Cacao
Yeah.
which I think kind of tastes like Blue Moon ice cream.
Oh, really?
But when Courtney was on her Fruity Pebbles kick,
Mm-hmm.
I invented still is. I invented a holiday treat that we called Pebs Balls,
Love that.
but it involved cream cheese and
It was kind of like an Oreo ball, but made with fruit.
with
Fruity
Fruity Pebbles,
Pebbles.
and I put the blue cacao in it, so it tasted like Blue Moon ice cream too.
Okay.
And then it was coated in white chocolate. Yeah, I'll have to make you some Fruity Pebbles balls.
When Gary says cacao, I think of the
The first
sketch
one
on
was like
Portlandia. That was
Sugar
like their
Yeah,
safe
round
word.
one was
That was
not
their
good,
safe
but I
word.
think
Cacao.
I got the recipe
Cacao.
pretty good. So
The fact that you're doing this for the holidays?
yeah, I turned it into a holiday thing. We had Pebs balls and Oreo balls.
wild man.
Gary is a wild man.
Well, this Christmas, guys, we're gonna all have a Christmas party.
Knocking on the door like Tiny Tim.
We're gonna see not
Please, sir, may I have some more?
Yeah,
That's Oliver Twist.
that's fine. Tim would say the same thing.
Probably would, that greedy bastard.
All right, so next up we've got surprise topic.
Uh-oh.
Most fuckable cereal character. Now, you can bring in any character you want, but I have on the list here just to, throw out some stuff. I got Tony the Tiger, Lucky the Leprechaun, Captain Crunch, Man in Uniform, Toucan Sam. I thought, for the ladies, maybe he could really do some stuff down south. I don't know. Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Now, I decided in my head that they would.
It's a package
It's
deal.
a package deal.
Okay.
You don't get
Oh.
to just have one of them. They're like, it's going to be a foursome whether you like it or not.
Okay.
oh,
A consensual one, of course.
Count Chocula.
Whether you like it or not, but consensual.
but consensual indeed. Count Chocula, the sugar bear. For some reason, he just gives me a vibe like he knows how to talk to the ladies. Does that
What's
make
the
any
name?
sense? Yeah, I suppose.
the name.
And then Dig'em the frog. But
really, so.
I say we talk it out, and we come to a conclusion of who of them is the most fuckable.
Well, not on this list, but I'm thinking Wendell from Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the only surviving chef.
Oh, yeah.
Let's throw him
Because there was
on the
Wendell,
list.
Bob, and Quelo, but I don't
Yeah.
remember their names other
Oh,
than
yeah.
Wendell's the only one I remember, so I think that's why they
He
only
seems
kept
like
him
the
around.
type of guy that would make breakfast for you in the morning.
I'm going to go with Wendell.
That's a good one.
I'm too concerned about what happened to his friends.
Yeah, that's
What
true.
if you end
Don't
up
ask
going
What
with
if
questions.
they're in the cereal?
Yeah, it's just like Amanda and the graham crackers. Mind your own business. Let
Yeah.
me do what I do.
Don't worry about it. Leave it be.
But Tony
I
the
found
Tiger.
one where he gets punched.
I actually, Tony the Tiger is the one I'm most pondering.
I feel
I
like he
think
would
you're
be
right. I think you're
enthusiastic
right.
about everything.
I think you're right. I would definitely put him on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe Toucan Sam, because I feel like he's got like a wise librarian vibe.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
Like
Follow
he'd be
your
fun
nose.
to talk to too.
It always knows.
Yeah.
How about the Quaker Oats
To
guy?
sniff the lemon, orange, and cherry, but not taste, that's what I'm daring.
But like, what about like the follow the nose? He's like, it's time to get some of that vag cream, and you're like, Jesus Christ, man! I didn't need that kind of feedback.
Okay, I am going to say Wendell does look a little sinister in some stuff.
Yeah, I take back my Wendell is sexy because I like
I just like the idea that he'd make me French toast.
But like
all I'm
Tony
going
would
for.
have such good things to say about you afterwards.
Very positive.
Yeah, I'm going back with Tony the Tiger. Sorry, Wendell, you're off my list.
I feel like he could also throw you around a little. He's got big
Because
muscles.
we put Captain Crunch in the list because Amanda thought a man in uniform might trip someone's
He probably
trigger.
has very sexy
But-
white chest hair.
Yeah, and you know what?
Go sailing with him?
I feel it.
Yeah.
He's adventurous.
Courtney, I need some feedback from you.
I feel like the moment afterward, it'd be really nice to spoon with Tony the Tiger. Like, just like,
Oh, he seems- yeah.
I imagine like purring and just, but his weird little handkerchief thing.
That is a weird thing.
That kind of, I lose it's not all there for me. So then
Fair.
I think
Well, you can go back in time
Captain
and have Tony the
Crunch,
Tiger before he had the neckerchief.
that could maybe
Because
be.
he didn't have it when he first came out. Because at one point, Frosted Flakes had like a bunch of different animals.
He was a little slimmer then
Oh.
too, though. He wasn't quite as ripped out, was he?
Yeah, you're right. He was
Although I will say lately, he's like 3D in the commercials, and I don't like it.
I don't like it
It
either.
scares me a little bit.
But I want the ripped Tony the Tiger. Yeah.
I wish Gary would have had the Quaker Oatman on here.
That's what I was saying.
No. This
No, I mean, you can
this is an
add-
open list. Things can be added. So we are now Quaker Oatman is now in the running. And you know what? I'm going to go even one step further, guys. Because he was in the commercial, Wilford Brimley is now in the running.
Wow.
No, it's funny because everyone talks about him being the diabetes guy.
Oh no.
To me, he was always the Quaker Oats guy because he was always so angry you had to eat your oatmeal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, fans, stay tuned. We're going to have a fun with advertising episode coming up in the soon
Yes, we
future,
are.
and there will be plenty of Wilford Brimley.
I'm gonna go with Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch. Okay.
Yeah, because he's adventurous, but like the old version of him.
Now I'm noticing these are all. I mean, we can say what we want about gender, but these are all like masculine leaning, male leaning characters.
Well,
there's
there's
really
no,
not
like,
much for female,
ladies.
is there?
Well, apparently breakfast is for dudes.
Dudes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking.
Did one of the Count Chocula brands? Did one of them have a
No.
lady at one point? Like a bride of
I think the
Frankenstein or
closest
I
thing.
used
something?
labia.
Oh, wait, did they? They may have had
there
like
was-
a Count Chocula bride.
There was Carmela cereal,
Mm.
and that was a lady. She was like a Frankenstein's bride.
There you go.
Carmela
that's what I'm thinking
Creeper,
of.
the first ever female cereal mascot.
I did.
That's not true though, because Frosted Flakes had a kangaroo, and that was definitely a female kangaroo.
I did find a WordPress blog from someone that ranked 15 sexy serial characters.
Let's hear it. Let's hear what they have to say.
So it's 15, starting at 15 down to 1. 15 is Buzz the Bee.
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be very sweet.
Buzz the Bee from.
Honey Nut Cheerios.
Oh, okay.
God, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't a girl.
Guess who's number 14?
I don't know.
Chef Wendell.
Jeff
Yeah,
Wendell.
see,
Okay.
he's a little sinister, but we kind of like it.
The Boo Berry guy from Boo Berries. And they have
See,
a
I
little
was like-
picture, and I feel like he's
You
like
would just
a-
go through them.
you
It's
know?
like if he's just going to give you a hand job or something, there's just
I
nothing
don't know.
there.
I feel like he's got some swagger, some riz, if you will, from the
Sure,
kids.
sure. I just, but do
But
you see what I'm
is it-
saying with
but
like the
is it a
ghost?
It's Riz.
Yeah.
12 is Sugar Bear from Golden Chris.
I think that would rank higher.
11 is Sunny, the cuckoo bird from Cocoa Puffs.
Okay.
10 is Snap, Crackle, and Pop. They did not separate
They
them.
didn't say that.
No,
they
you
could be.
can't. It's a package deal.
And apparently they are the Jared Leto of cereal mascots.
Oh.
What does that mean?
I have no idea.
That's bullshit.
That some people think they're really sexy, and some people just hate them.
Oh, yeah. That.
Oh,
makes
you can't
sense.
tell if they're 20 or 58, apparently,
Ah.
is the...
Also true.
That's
yes,
yep. Okay.
very true.
Okay. 9 is Lucky the Leprechaun.
Sure.
8 is Diggum Frog.
No, he'd be.
I would not
lucky.
put him that high.
Frankenberry is number 7.
Ugh, that should not even be on the list.
6 is Trix Rabbit. Don't like the purple?
I don't know. I think
It's kind
maybe,
of a fuchsia, isn't it? Like a little pinky.
maybe you didn't have a good picture of him. Maybe he takes some better photos for the private sector.
5 is Toucan Sam. 4 is Chip the Wolf.
Oh.
3 is Horatio Magellan Crunch from Captain Crunch. I forgot his name, Horatio.
Horatio
I forgot it was that. I've heard that before. His name is Horatio Magellan Crunch.
Are you fucking kidding me?
I'm not.
Why would she lie to you?
I don't.
That's amazing.
I'm not accusing you of lying. I'm just so stunned.
So now we know. I mean, I think to me that
Horatio?
might move him to spot number 1.
Fuck me.
Right? Exactly.
If he's Horatio Magellan, he knows how to circumnavigate your you know what. So he's gonna. Yeah. Okay.
They have number 2 as Count Alfred Chocula from Count Chocula,
His name is Alfred.
apparently.
Wow.
And number 1 is Tony the Tiger. Unsurprisingly.
Yeah.
So I kind of want the deets. Did y'all know that Horatio Magellan Crunch was his full name? That's absurd.
That's insane.
He's a decorated
is.
military man with a mustache as large as my thighs. That's what it says.
He's been to all kinds of seedy ports too, so he knows all the tricks.
The hell?
See this picture. What the fuck?
Oh my god, it's like sexy.
Right?
Oh, I missed that laugh.
Fucking snaggletooth.
I saw that picture when I was looking this shit up, and I'm like,
I love his chain suspenders.
Is
Yeah.
that fan art or is that like official General Mills?
I think that's
fucking
fan
copy.
art. I don't think that's. Well, listeners, this will for sure be on the social media, so you will get to see this picture of
Very sexy
Frankenberry,
Frankenberry.
trying to seduce you.
I love the steam thing from a train off the side of his head. That's always
Yeah.
made me happy.
Yeah, but that's not something I would consider fuckable. You
Oh
know?
my gosh, you can get a costume. You can dress up as
But also,
Frankenberry.
if he's like Frankenstein, he's made from dead body parts. Do you really want that?
He's just made from old
Maybe
berries.
they picked the biggest schlong though for it.
Oh, yeah, the Schwanzstucker.
Gone like a mechanical thing too, so maybe it's like a stamina. Like
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. See, and that's kind of where I thought the Count Chocula might score higher with the ladies being into the whole vampire shit.
sure,
But, whatever.
you
I
got the
should look
group
it up.
action with Rice Krispies.
Awfully
Frankenberry
heteronormative.
and
all
an ice
kinds of-
cream sandwich.
All kinds of
Are we?
options.
That's what I've been noticing.
Hey, man.
Hey.
I'm picking Tony the Tiger because I just think he would cuddle and spoon you afterwards, and he'd be like, "Hey, you were great," and I'd be like, "Thanks, Tony."
To be fair, Tony Danza would do the same thing.
You know, Boo Berry, he seems like he's a distinguished gentleman.
He does have a
just-
tie or a bow tie.
Uh-huh.
I just assumed with a ghost, there's really nothing to hug.
Ask Kesha. You can have sex with a ghost. It's fine.
The Count Chocula guy is just too pointy for me.
He's very
I can see
angular.
that.
He is
Did
very
you ever see the
angular.
SNL sketch where they had Pete Davidson dressed up as Count Chocula? It was fucking hilarious.
I hadn't
The
quite.
Boo Berry is the only one with the full set of teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Good
true.
observation.
Or a really, really shiny veneers.
Yeah.
I like the Frankenberry that this doesn't have to be on the show because we don't need to show this, but the Frankenberry that is like from the actual Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
That's fun.
There is this really ripped Tony the Tiger fan art, by the way, that I found.
Just saying.
This is the year of the tiger, so let's hang out with the tiger of the year.
So I don't think we're going to come to a decision as a group, but I'm pretty sure Amanda locked it in as either Wendell or Tony the Tiger.
It's not Wendell. I took him off my list.
No? Okay.
He's sinister. It's Tony the Tiger.
Tony the Tiger.
I'm going with Horatio.
Horatio. Yeah. God. I can't eat. Horatio really jumped up when I learned his name, but I just feel like Tony the Tiger would be just full of compliments all
I
around.
think he would be a sincere lover.
So for me, it's going to be Tony the Tiger, I guess.
Tender but firm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Courtney, can we have your
Boo
official
Berry.
vote?
He's
Blueberry?
not on the list, but Boo Berry. I have a new appreciation.
I'm down
You
with
do
that.
like berries. Ditch berries, blueberries,
Ditch
blueberry
berries,
chips.
blueberries.
All right.
Indeed.
Well, that's all I had for the cereal stuff, guys.
It was
Yeah.
wonderful. It was wonderful.
Any other finale things you want to?
Oh, I think that was great.
We're down to just the milk now. It's time to finish
I would
up.
really like to have a cereal party.
I do.
should.
I think I
We
want
should.
cereal right now.
But you know what? Speaking of yummy treats, I think we're going to have to finish this out with our biscuit basket.
All right.
Ooh,
All right.
delicious.
So it's time to dive into the biscuit basket. Who's ready for some good biscuits?
everybody.
Everybody. All right. Well, let's start this out. Courtney, do you have a buttered or burnt biscuit to share with us?
Well, I just have to share that I have a nice buttered biscuit. And what
Ooh.
goes better with biscuits?
Jelly.
Oh, jelly, of course. So I'm really looking forward to not this weekend, but next weekend. We're going to be, where are we going to be again, Gary?
Well, so the timelines will be a little skewed because Courtney's referring to from when we're recording. But on June 8th, we will be at the Pride in the Park for the Chippewa Valley Pride Festival. Is that really what they call it? But either way,
Sure.
it's the Pride in the Park.
Pride in the
gather-
Park.
Yep, that is the name of the event. But it's the Chippewa Valley Pride Organization. And we're going to have a booth there. And we're going to be out so our fans can come and meet us. They can come and we're going to have some Wicker Biscuit merch. And if everything goes right, we could have a sample of what Courtney's talking about. So I will let her back to her.
So there's, being that I have the history of ditch berries, I've been just hunting and gathering like you wouldn't believe. We today successfully made probably close to like 50 jars of jelly.
Holy
Yeah.
cow.
We made a lot of pine jelly, and we made 2 different kinds of lilac jelly.
Yum.
Mhm.
Later this week, I'm hoping to make some watermelon jelly.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be doing a lot of strawberry and strawberry rhubarb. I've been cutting and chopping up rhubarb like crazy. And we've got about 400 pounds of strawberries.
Yeah. We've got a lot.
I wish I was exaggerating. So, yeah, we're just been busy little bees.
Mm-hmm. But we're going to be going around and doing these at some craft fairs and some events. Yeah, and we're going to... So the one for Pride is going to be more of just a general woohoo Pride and come get some Wicker Biscuit merch and meet us and all that jazz. But yeah, Well, thanks, Courtney. Thanks for sharing that. And yeah, I was there picking the lilac with Courtney over the weekend, and it was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how they turned out.
I have a
They're
friend who
very
makes
pretty.
lilac lemonade.
Oh.
So you put lilacs in a jar and then fill it up with lemonade and let it sit for a couple days in the fridge.
Oh, okay.
Apparently it's really good. I haven't tried. I've always wanted to, but every time I think about it, it's too late. They're gone.
Yeah. Well, for the jelly, we make sort of a tea.
Okay.
It involves boiling water and then letting the lilac steep for like 24 hours, 48 hours.
It's supposed to be 24 hours. So, well, a minimum of overnight.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and they're really pretty purple.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I'm excited about it. And I dehydrated a whole bunch of lilacs to
How
see
did
if we
that
can
turn
make
out?
some.
I'm intrigued.
They're beautiful.
Okay.
You're
It's-
beautiful.
Ryan, a way to a lady's panties. Yeah.
Nice.
That's perfect. Well, okay. With that, I suppose we can jump into Tiffany's biscuit. Do you want to share what you got?
Yeah. We just came up on a year of me graduating.
Mm-hmm.
And now my kid's graduating.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling good.
Good. I'm really glad to hear that. So that is indeed a buttered biscuit, huh?
Are you feeling hella good? So you're going to keep on dancing?
Yep. No, it's been a journey. I mean, everyone knows when you change your career or start a new job, like it's hard to adjust. You have all these things that you have to learn and new everything. So ending on a positive note, which is good.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Right, Pie?
So mine's like a burned biscuit, but like from a certain perspective, it's kind of a funny buttered biscuit. So the reboot of Night Court is renewed for season 3. And after season 1, one of the cast members left and was replaced in season 2. And now another cast member is not coming back for season 3. And I was like, that bugs me because I like these characters and I like these people. But at the same time, like, if you remember the original show, their cast kept changing for like the first 3 seasons as well. So like, it's kind of a tradition. It's like,
Bring it on.
it kind of makes sense.
No,
The only
are
thing I
there
don't-
original cast members in it?
Well, just John Larroquette.
Okay.
Because
it's-
a lot of the other ones have passed away,
Yes.
unfortunately.
But the only thing I don't like about it is like it gets announced after the season has wrapped and has aired, and they're like, oh, they're not coming back. So then we know there's just going to be a line of dialogue about like, oh, they moved. And I hate when shows do that. Like, can I see the person leave? Like, can they say goodbye? And I don't know. That still could happen next season, but I'm doubting it.
I think it should be contractually obligated if you end a show before you planned ending it, that you should have to come back and wrap it up. Like a 2 episode, 1 episode,
and I
hour
feel like
long, week long,
they should have
whatever.
to let you, because I think the makers of the show want that all
Yes.
the time, and they
Like,
just don't get it.
tell us, finish up the story, tie up the loose ends.
Even if you have to do a time jump, just to be
Yeah.
like, hey, I want to know what happens to these characters, please.
Drives me crazy.
Yeah, so India de Beaufort is not coming back next season. And I liked her because she was growing, because she was like a total kind of neurotic, self-centered bitch at the beginning. And she was getting better about like being friends with these people and stuff. And now,
Yeah.
Oh.
There goes that.
and
arc.
she was a really cool actress. And it was interesting to watch her get interviewed because she was born in like the UK, but she doesn't quite have a UK accent. And then like certain things she says, you're like, oh, I heard it. It's very, it's kind of transatlantic. And then it's like, oh, interesting, because her character doesn't sound like that. So it's like, I like that. That's cool.
Ooh.
So yeah, it's a burned biscuit because I don't want
Yeah.
her to leave, but it's a funny biscuit because it's like, oh, just like the original series,
Yeah, that's
except
true.
not from people dying.
Yeah, because, God, I know her name, but I'm not thinking of it right now.
Selma Diamond and Florence Hallett both died. And
Right.
then they got Roz because it was like they needed like a really hardy bailiff.
No,
because
but
she wouldn't die.
The defendant lawyer who didn't come until season 3, or what was her name? Mac?
Well, Ellen Foley played Billy in season 2.
Yeah, yeah.
And then she left.
I liked
and
Billy.
Then Marky Post came in.
Thank you, Marky Post. That's who I was thinking of. So yeah, I always associated the show with her. So then when I like started from the beginning, it's like it's crazy. She wasn't even there until like later. But yeah, that was good stuff. I'll finish it out then, I guess, with my biscuit. I was gonna wait to see if Courtney would do it, but my biscuit actually will be those blueberry dunker chips.
Quick trip chips.
They're really good.
I bet
and
they are.
They are.
They're the type of snack where even while you're eating them, it's good, and then later, not to be too gross, but then you burp and it's like, ooh, even that was really good.
Seconds.
So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, it's all
The
around.
first one, you're kind of like still wondering, like,
Yeah.
is this good or am I confused?
Just keep going.
Like,
Just
Okay,
keep
just keep
going.
going.
Power
Good.
through it, and then you'll fall
Yeah.
in love.
We'll
I've
do.
had kisses like that, Courtney.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
is this good? Do I like this?
and then you finally sort it out and you do.
Yep.
Mhm.
Usually.
And then you second guess your whole things when you end up on the toilet. But that's okay.
Yeah. And I don't know how the burps in comparison with the kisses of how the burps are later, but the blueberry chip burps are good later. I can
Yes.
attest
Yes.
to. So yeah. All right. Well then that's perfect. Well, thanks guys for sharing all this fun
Yeah, it
cereal
was a good
stuff with
time.
me.
Cereal.
Yeah, about time we close this thing out. So I'm gonna say goodnight to everyone. Could I have you guys all say goodbye to the audience?
Adios.
Goodbye to the audience.
Goodbye, audience.
All right. So we'll be seeing you and okay, I got nothing. We'll have to cut that. And all right. So goodbye, everyone.
I think you should leave it in. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Wicker Biscuit, a Podcast Ahoy production. The producers of Wicker Biscuit are Courtney Holub, Ryan LeMay, and Gary Putnam. Assistant producers are Amanda Putnam and Lisa Rudd. Recording and editing is done by Gary Putnam with Lisa Rudd as the assistant editor. Executive producer of Wicker Biscuit is Gary Putnam. Check out our social media for updates on upcoming pods and for clips and other media referenced in this episode. Links and information can be found in the episode notes. Thanks again from everyone at the Wicker Biscuit family.